Hello and welcome from the farthest reaches of sunny New Jersey. This is your Crunchyroll Anime Awards speculation podcast discussion. We talk about
our yearly tradition. We don't know why we keep doing these and you keep drawing us back, but hey, it's a fun little thing that we do yearly.
So yeah, get ready for a star-studded night. We're gonna have stars. We're gonna have guest stars. We actually aren't gonna have any guest stars.
No.
But the skies will be dark because all the stars are here at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards.
2021 awards. You know, we're in 2022.
That is very confusing.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, if anybody is unfamiliar with this episode, we kind of just go over the topics, whether we've watched it all or not, these categories, and we kind of just give our predictions and then what we think will win, like a rundown.
Yes, so... because we haven't properly introduced ourselves. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, I'm Sam.
So, this is Sam. I am Jim.
This is Sam.
I'm Jim. As you can tell, we're both wearing tuxedos.
Yes.
We're all done up.
Well, I'm in a tuxedo t-shirt.
Sam's in a tuxedo t-shirt.
No pants.
I'm in a full tuxedo. Sam is also not wearing pants. And we're here on the red carpet, the Crunchyroll red carpet.
No, we're not on the red carpet. We're slightly outside because they still haven't invited us to be a guest yet or a judge.
It's more the orange carpet.
Sure. Isn't that the Nickelodeon carpet, probably? Nickelodeon Kid Choice Awards?
So...
where's our blimp?
So I know we'd already kind of did a little intro. Sadly, horrifyingly sad news that we just learned mere like moments ago. The Crunchyroll Anime Awards are not going to have like an actual award ceremony.
It's sad. We might still do a live stream somehow of it, but
so in past years, the whole reason why we do this is because they have like a big awards ceremony, and it's like cringe and it's like embarrassing, and then all the worst anime win. And it's funny because last year we did it and we did a live stream. And it was a lot of fun because we got to riff the whole time. But now this year, they're revealing at like 9 a.m. PST. So we're definitely not, if it even is a live stream, we're definitely not doing that.
Maybe some kind of stream where we scroll through the results. But hey, just keep an eye on that on the socials for that.
Yeah, check back. So I believe, who knows when this is going to come out. Maybe within like a few days, the results are coming out. So really topical, really relevant.
We will start out with this with like stuff we just watched, because at least like the OP, ED, and fight scene we were able to watch on YouTube or Crunchyroll or whatever they were on. I
do want to say there's a couple of housekeeping things. So of course we're but humans. We're but two human men.
Yes.
We could not watch everything.
Yes. This is surprisingly a year where we watched a lot of the stuff on here, though.
I think I watched more this year than I had probably for any other previous.
Same. I literally binge watched a show like a week before this, and I'm like glad I did.
Hey,
it wasn't even an Anime of the Year nomination. It was just like and I was happy that I did.
You would not have watched that show had it not been for our stupid yearly tradition.
And there's some shows where we rewatch we watched an episode of like at least one episode of like a lot of the stuff on here, and like some of the stuff like at least like we want to watch more of as our post podcast like watch throughs that we've done.
Yeah, like just as humans to watch things,
and plus content. It's just like we don't. If you like some of the stuff, and we might not like some of this stuff, just a heads up. We just like we will shit on maybe something you like.
We are assholes.
Yes,
and we love to be mean. Famously, last year when we did this, check it out. All of these previous years are up.
We shat on Jujutsu Kaisen, except for the ED. We did say that it deserved it.
We hated Jujutsu Kaisen. We hadn't watched it at that point, had we?
No. But
now we were shitting on it because it was winning everything.
Yeah, it was the My Hero syndrome, which was just gonna win everything, even though like.
Except the ending is wonderful. The ED one for Jujutsu Kaisen is wonderful.
Listen to our Jujutsu Kaisen series. You know how we feel about the second core and how much we warmed up to it from that.
So yeah, it's gonna be very different.
It's gonna be us praising it now in this one.
Because I really do. I still have problems with that first core. I think it was just not very good.
Yes.
All right. I think without further ado, if you want to go into our first category,
are we gonna start with fight scene first then?
Yeah, let's do. I mean, we're talking about it
in order. Because we're gonna say the freshest stuff, which is stuff we just watched like all together. So we're gonna start with fight scene, which our nominees are from Attack on Titan Final Season Part 1, Eren versus the Warhammer Titan.
Boo.
Boruto. We have Naruto versus Ishiki. Then we have Yuji and Todo versus Haname in Jujutsu Kaisen Core 2. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we love it. We love to see it.
Yuji and Nobara versus the brothers, essentially. I'm not going to try to say their names. Then we have Elma and Toru from Dragon Maid. And then Vivi and Yugo in Vivi, the Fluoridized song. And this is a fucking stacked category for the most part. So, first of all, let's talk about the Warhammer Titan, which we talked about in our Attack on Titan podcast you can listen to.
Yeah, listen to that. We talked about every episode of Attack on Titan. That's pretty exciting.
The thing about this fight is cool, but like I'm gonna say, like I was more interested in everything surrounding the fight or going on during the fight.
Yeah, I think
it didn't do anything that I'm like, whoa, like especially compared to stuff we see now in the fights in the final season part 2.
I think what a lot of people have said about this fight is pretty accurate, where the fight itself really isn't impressive, and it's kind of surprising it's here.
It's like
but in the context of the series, like the reveal of the Warhammer Titan is so exciting.
I said everything leading up to and around this fight is so massively interesting compared to the fight, because there's no danger in this fight. I don't feel Aaron's going to lose this fight at all, and like especially someone is just introduced.
And like everything that whole arc was building up with Reiner, with like also, Gabby and Falco.
I guess spoilers, by the way, for if you haven't.
I was gonna say, we maybe
obviously
for a show like this, like expect a little bit of spoilers.
Yeah.
For Attack on Titan, we're not gonna spoil like the manga.
No,
unless I get a little too drunk and then
I'm gonna beat you.
My tongue slips.
Because I still haven't I don't know how it ends.
No, I'm kidding. All right, so but yeah, I honestly let's try and we have to go quick because we're already gonna get bogged down.
Some the categories are gonna go quicker, but this is stuff I want to say more. But yeah, this one I don't think it should win, or I don't think it's going to win.
Yeah, I kind of agree. But also, conceptually, I love the Warhammer Titan. The fact that it can create weapons is really sick.
And the way that Aaron beats her is really awesome, with, using the jaw.
It's, as you said, the fight itself isn't, the appeal here. It's, the writing around the fight.
Yes, exactly. Seeing, what's happening on the ground level with the mirror, what happened in the first season, essentially.
Yeah. I love it. Oh, I love it. I love that Attack on Titan.
Yes.
All right, well, next nomination.
Boruto.
This one was very we did watch all these fight scenes.
The thing about Boruto is they will just go crazy on animation for certain fight scenes and then just shit the bed on animation fights for other parts of the show, and this is one of them they put more into. But it's
that being said, I still thought it was ugly and not fun.
Yeah, I think there's way better fights in all across Naruto, and I think even Boruto. And I always go to Kakashi versus Obito is one of the fucking premier fights in Naruto. And
as someone that knows almost nothing about Naruto, this felt like the worst kind of Dragon Ball fight, where it's literally just guys punching. I guess Naruto is in a hyper form or something.
He's basically in
Super Saiyan God tier.
Essentially is the final technique that he can honestly use.
It was so lame, and I didn't care about if you
the biggest thing Jim got of it is that Sasuke. I mean, yeah, Sasuke here. He's the best part of Boruto.
We in the past we have watched anime fights out of context, and I've liked them so much more.
If only I showed you the hour-and-a-half version of this fight that was on YouTube.
It's really funny. So there's one in this that I didn't watch because I didn't want to be spoiled.
Yes,
on it.
but I will talk about the
end. Yeah, we'll get to that one. But all these other ones I had seen. The Boruto one.
So.
Oh, sorry, I'm about to sneeze. The Boruto one's the only one that I hadn't actually
watched. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it either. But this is I'm familiar with fights that can happen in Naruto and Boruto that I catch clips of, and I was this is very whatever to me.
Yeah,
there's some epic punches, but the epic punch level. If we love epic punches, which we're gonna get to some of the two best epic punches. Because I'm sorry, Boruto, you do not light a candle to the Jujutsu Kaisen fights that happened. So I use a special honorable mention to go to the Maki Miwa fight, because that fucking it's a quick ass fight, but it's fucking awesomely animated.
As much as especially me, as much as I love to shit on Jujutsu Kaisen, the one thing that I will never be mad about it for is just how much they love to make the action fun.
Yes.
And the second half of the first season, the action is just so much fun.
We did not like the first core except for Nanami. He was carried that first
Nanami
arc.
Was definitely really fun.
He had the coolest power.
I think the show it was very much a slow start in the first half. There was some kind of
Junpei arc
bits.
Was very.
Yeah, I really did not care about that.
Other than Nanami.
I love the mom. I love Junpei's hot mom.
Yeah.
Who was a psychopath.
Then Junpei went school shooter mode.
That's true. That part was funny.
But no, we're talking about second core, which is the part that does deserve. Because the first core did not deserve anime of the year.
Which it did win.
Yes.
It did win.
I could defend this core being a more, representative for that.
Yeah. It's so much better.
But we have Yuji and Todo, or Haname, which is the tree, basically the nature demon, essentially.
It's the main guy they fight in the second
and
core.
His fight okay, so best of all, Todo carries everything. Todo is the best character in Jujutsu Kaisen from what I've seen in the first season.
Hands down, Todo is just so fucking fun.
He is the best boy. Like, you cannot watch it and say I hate this character. No, he is great. Everything around the fight, like him, like first, latching on to Yuji and and like saying like getting like his mind palace.
My brother.
Yeah, him becoming his best friend because he wants like the most perfect woman with he's like big boobs and a big ass.
And like also, so this fight's kind of long. The Yuji and Todi versus Toto. Yuji and Toto versus Hanami.
But the fight starts with them fighting each other, and then like he basically like teaches him a little bit, and then that's when the monster shows up and they team up. He goes to his mind palace, has like his like idol, basically has a whole hallucination.
Well, what I really love about this fight is that it's really long, but it's also like the part when he teaches him how to do the Black Flash. So first off, I have to say the Black Flash is the best thing in Jujutsu Kaisen. It is literally just like, what if
it's a frame perfect hit.
It's a frame perfect hit. Like what if we just made the most epic anime punch? Is like what a Black Flash is.
Not even, you don't have to punch either. That's the best part. Yeah. Because Nanami, you could use it with his fucking like blade, his cleaver,
and it's just sick. I love me a Black Flash, but so it's really cool because we have this moment where Toto's initially he doesn't like Yuji, and then he sees how good he is at the Black Flash, and he literally has like a tear form in his eye.
He has like a mental hallucination of him becoming best friends and like in like a high school student with his idol, and his idol also gives him advice, and it's like the best moment ever.
Also, like we haven't even talked about Boogie Woogie. So Toto's ability Boogie Woogie just is such a fun use of like a shonen power. Like
it's like you can swap two people and it was the clap, and like if it doesn't have to activate power with the clap, which is the coolest part of the fight where you just fake out the opponent.
It's just like this is like the best you can hope for.
It always says like, just trust me, just keep fighting like you normally would, just trust me and I'll take care of the rest. And he does, and it's awesome.
For like a shonen battle manga or battle anime, like you really cannot hope for a better situation than this.
And they like sync up too, like they are like brothers. It's like great.
It's just like this is like the ultimate way to do a fun fight in like a shonen show. That's like all I can say. Like I'm just gonna keep gushing.
And they beat the shit out of the monster essentially. And the only thing that's bad is that Yuji's like, oh, I don't want you to be my friend or my brother. Like fuck you. You are blood brother. You just accept him. He's great. Love him.
That's the funny thing with Toto is like, we love him, but he's like the most hated character in
everybody hates
in the
him.
Show. Like every character hates that he's a freak. I like his hair too. It's he's
good.
Cool.
He's just like other than being the big boy, like the big motherfucker. He's just like also just like this big like loves women like, but not like obnoxiously like simp. He is a simp, but he's not like the drooling over a girl like Master Roshi perv character.
Yeah, he's not a perv. That's the thing. He's
a simp.
That's what makes it work. Is that he is just a simp. Like the part when he like they've like the little ending episode gag where he goes to the meet and greet for the idol. Just very funny.
Yes. And we're talking about the other one now, which is like the last fight of the entire season, which him and Nobara, which is like, this is Nobara, like, this is what made us love her at the end.
Yeah. Another thing too, like, this, I don't know, I haven't read the source material, so I can't judge or vouch for it, but the anime just does such a good job at creating these epic moments that make you like love a character.
Using slow motion very well and and make it slow motion look good instead of.
It's really, I know I'm already tipping my hat a bit, but it's really gonna be between these two for my pick for best fight. But it's like, it's so hard because the moment. So not only does the Yuji and Nobara, they have like a simultaneous Black Flash, which is awesome because I love Black Flashes. But that moment where the music like syncs up and it does this like staccato thing where the music is like dun 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 dun, and it's like ramping up and it's like cutting back to them. It is just like, it's so masturbatory, but in the best way. It's just like, oh my god, I'm cooming watching this.
And like actually villains like, getting beaten and like Nobara just coming unhinged is like so cool for her our protagonist became a joker. The Joker.
She gets Joker-fied. Yeah, it's awesome.
This is her Joker moment, and it's like she used her power in an awesome way. Like she like, this is like literally like my pro for my power.
I think for me, what it loses points in is like I just did not care about these villains. And
but
that whole lead up to it didn't do much for me.
They made new villains just so they could finally have villains they can kill off essentially.
Which we don't need to get into like all the problems of Jujutsu Kaisen, but all right, let's move on.
So Elma versus Toru, which is
it looks great.
Yes, it looks great.
It's
very
really
emotional
fun.
about just the payoff to Elma and Toru's like rivalry and like kind of butting heads, and you find out like you see accumulation of everything and like how Toru kind of like in the wrong of everything.
Yeah. It's a very like
she's in her tsundere mode.
Yeah.
And I love Elma. She's my favorite like girl in Dragon Maid.
Yeah, I do like Dragon Maid. I know it's a #problematic fave, but I do love Dragon Maid. This is a good use of a fight scene too because there's a lot of emotional tension.
It's
not just like
this is the emotional fight of the nominees.
Because in season 1, they did like a Toru versus Kana fight in the beginning when they just wanted to show like, oh yeah, dragons are like super powerful, and they wanted to do like the classic KyoAni like Sakuga big fight moment that they do occasionally. And they did that, but this one is like there's a lot of emotion behind this. Where that was just like, okay, we want to show a funny fight scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked really pretty, and like. The anime is very gorgeous looking anime.
Yeah, it's very gorgeous, very good characters. Elma had focus this season. I love that, and it's just a good payoff to the arcs.
Yeah. All right, and then so the last one, Vivi versus Yugo Kakanitai.
So I binge watched Vivi, and I fucking love this show. This fight is like, it's like that. Apparently, the episode 9s I feel always had the fucking like. But yeah, this is like basically the final episode of like. Episodes are like kind of like 2-episode arcs, but this is like the end of a 3-episode arc, a very slow burn up to this fight, essentially. Like this whole like mystery around everything, but like, so basically, it's just this amazingly like beautiful like wit fight. Like if you know Attack on Titan and what Wit can just do in like these fights, it's like so smooth. There's this fucking detail of like the robotic parts and everything, and even like the impact. You know, like how like, even sure if you've seen like where those take hits, like they won't like flinch in pain because they're fucking robots, and it's so beautiful. It's on YouTube because like I don't want to talk to like a gym starting to watch it, and I don't want to spoil this fight. And it's just like two fights happening all with just beautiful smooth animation, just like.
That's what I mean, at the end of the day, that's why I love anime. It's like they care so much about the animation.
It's so pretty.
Especially Wit. Yeah, especially Studio Wit.
Yes, it's very pretty. Like the music has that like Attack on Titan like season 1 to 3 like
the bravado.
Yes, it uses a lot of that like don't lose your way kind of like instrumental version. Like the best way I can describe it, and like I really wish I could talk more about it, but I don't want to spoil anything because it is this little accumulation. It is like once you find out everybody involved, you're like, fucking shit, a lot's happening here.
I did watch the first 2 or 3. I think the first 2. Pretty impressed. It looks very nice. I like the.
I am mad it's not nominated for Anime of the Year. But
yeah, I was gonna say, is it nominated
Nope.
for anything else?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yes. So yeah, I honestly, so what do you think? What do you want to win, and what do you think is going to win?
Ooh.
Don't forget, people voted for this.
I'm gonna say, this is really hard. At first I'm gonna say my pick. It's gotta be the Yuji and Toto versus Sanami. That fight, just everything about it is so much fun. That's when I really learned to love the series.
As those two Jujutsu Kaisen, that would be my pick. But I would personally pick the Vivi fight. Is so fucking awesomely animated. But like I know no one probably watched it enough. Where I think like I do think the Toto one's going to win.
Vivi is a show that like. Very much went under the radar from my I'm not nearly as into the anime scene as I used to be. I feel like I didn't hear anyone talking about it.
If people want a synopsis for anything, like so imagine like Terminator, but it recruits Miku Hatsune, but with that near automata depression mixed in with it.
That's like a perfect elevator pitch.
Yeah,
it's like Terminator, Miku Hatsune. Like that's actually hilarious.
With that near shit sprinkled in.
Yeah, your classic near androids are sad.
And her sidekick is basically Wheatley from Portal.
It's so funny. When I saw that, Wheatley. I was thinking that immediately. I was like, oh my god, it's like
it's literally Portal. They saw Portal 2, they played Portal 2, and just like, okay, we're gonna play a Japanese version of him in there. So, but yeah, that's what I think. I think that the Toto one will win. I won't be upset if either Jujutsu Kaisen wins.
I think Toto's gonna win too. I really think that the Toto fight is gonna be. I mean, as I said, I'm not super into like the anime scene anymore, so I don't know what people talk about.
Yeah.
But I feel like people probably love Toto.
Yes.
They must love
even
Toto.
People like you try to get someone to watch read just because they're like, okay, this is a character you're going to fucking love. So
he's wonderful.
He's great. So do you want to do the best OP then?
Yeah. So moving on. Oh my gosh, that was 20 minutes. These are going to be a lot quicker as we hit the other ones.
There's a lot of throwaway categories we have in here.
All right, let me just find
and like
it.
last stuff that repeats, we're just gonna like quickly go upon because we don't need to repeat ourselves.
Yeah.
Usual.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it. I don't like how these are set up.
I have it up here. If you want me to read
No, I want to read it.
Okay.
Character design.
It's towards the end.
Bailey. I'm just gonna find him page.
Like we don't have to do the English VA. we do
I don't. I would feel bad doing it, frankly, because I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, best OP. So we have Boko no Sensuo, which is the Attack on Titan final season part 1 OP. Very interestingly...
Just give us a nominee before we start.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Before we go into details about them all.
Sorry. Thank you for catching me.
Yeah, you're good.
We also have Kaibatsu from Beastars. Oh, wait. I think I'm reading the...
No, you're good.
Am I reading the
Kaibutsu? Yeah, you're on OP.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was reading the name of the band or the name of the song. All right, then we have Vivid Vice from Jujutsu Kaisen Core 2. We have I Know Supreme from Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid S. Odd Taxi from Odd Taxi. And Crybaby from Tokyo Revengers.
God.
So, for me, this is very easy,
so,
actually.
let's just go in order first. I guess, I don't like the final season part 1 OP. It's not, you wouldn't know Attack on Titan and add on to the final image, and it doesn't, when I think of OP, you gotta, sell the show that you're watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wish the Vivi OP was on here, because that song's a jam. But it does reuse a lot of clips from the show, so I can understand it not being there. But this is, you wouldn't know you're watching Attack on Titan. I don't think the song is nearly as good.
I feel like I'm just not on the same wavelength as everyone else, because
everybody
I remember,
loves this, right?
Yeah, especially, because I caught up to Attack on Titan when Part 1 was airing, and season 4, Part 1, and everyone fucking lost their mind. There were so many memes of this song. There was TikTok memes. There's a very famous TikTok meme of a man running, singing the song. He's running toward the camera as he's singing.
Sounds very cringe.
And then he runs by, so it's like a Doppler effect of him singing it. But it got used everywhere. People are always using that sound. It's fine. If it's definitely my least favorite Attack on Titan OP. Easily. Hands down, my least favorite Attack on Titan OP.
Yeah.
I can appreciate it for what it does, though. I like that it doesn't. I like that it doesn't spoil anything compared to other seasons, where season 3, season 3 part 2, literally shows you every major scene in that.
Rumbling kind of does that a little bit.
Rumbling also does show a lot, but we're not going to talk about that because we haven't finished the season yet.
Yeah. Kind of the same opinion for that one. We have Beastar, which is I'm not sure if it won the first season. OP.
Sam, I don't remember any wins or losses besides Jujutsu Kaisen last year winning Anime of the Year.
I assume My Hero Academia just wins the older.
They normally don't actually, and this year they're absent this year. There's
people hated the most recent season of My Hero.
Good.
Apparently,
it's about time.
So Beastars, it has it's a CG intro compared to the first one. It had stop motion, which I love that one.
The first one, we actually watched it right after we watched, because we just sat down and watched all of these. We watched the original one too, and that first season one is just so much better in every single way. It's so cool.
I didn't care for this one at all, really, compared to that first one. But
it was fine.
It's very standard, and it's just I don't know.
It was extremely standard. It's not nearly as standard as the Jujutsu Kaisen one is It's
standard, but it excels at doing the standard shit.
It's very much every trope you could imagine in an OP is here.
I had one pretty part where they had all the colors shifting and everything, all the visual, that was it.
A lot of scenes of Legoshi running around or running towards the camera. But yeah, it was fine. I haven't seen this season yet, so I didn't catch any of the funny little references. But
if there are.
Yeah, if there are any.
So next, they get Jujutsu Kaisen one, which I fucking love a lot.
So I don't really like the song.
I love the song.
The song does not do it for me. There's a few cuts of it that I really, really like. The animation is sick.
Yes. I always said this was the prototype to Rumbling of the animation of the little things of people walking or doing stuff in slow motion.
There's this one cut, we talked about it when we watched it, but this one cut of Nanami walking by the camera, and the camera's at shooting at an upward angle.
Yes.
And for some reason that shot is it's so cool, it lingers in my head. I just love the way they filmed it.
It looks like he's in a castle too. But it also the shot, I forget her name, but she was the one teacher with the scar over her nose who had that great fashion of the overalls in the end of the season.
Oh yeah.
But she also does the same where she's looking in the forest for her students. It's just a really awesome. I just love that. I think the same kind of thing, the over her neck kind of shot.
Yeah, it's very competently done.
And the shot of everybody kind of going on the rooftops, using their powers. I just fucking love that. Yeah,
that part is just it's really, really good.
It excels at doing all the standard things of an OP, and I love the song to go with it. But just my opinion. But yeah, then there's the Dragon Maid one.
Just pure fun. It's just pure absolute fun.
Yes, it's great. It was hard to live up to the first one.
I honestly think I might like it more.
Really?
I keep flipping because I was listening to it a lot lately at work because I was oh, I love that Dragon Maid OP. And just the energy of it is really so fun. It carries it so much.
It's this one thing to ruin because it's she had a stranger danger whistle, and it just every time we see it, it just makes us You just really had to put that in the OP, the stranger danger whistle?
I do mention it every time. I don't call it that, but
I know we don't. Yeah, I know, but like,
Kana literally holds like the equivalent of like it's like stranger danger. Like if a child is in danger from like a creepy adult, they like pull a string and it makes a loud buzz or whatever.
But yeah, it's a very good song. I love the visuals. You see all the characters, even the characters that I like and don't like, and
they're all singing. They're all like rapping along
in
like,
various outfits, like Toru, like in a waitress outfit and everything.
That and like the part when it kicks to like the chorus, it just like it's so fucking good. The song is so good.
Yes. Odd Taxi.
I really enjoyed this one. Odd Taxi is not a show that either of us have seen. We watched the first episode or 2 episodes, I think.
Yeah, we watched an episode or 2. But like both OP and ED both felt like EDs.
Did we watch the ED?
Yes, I think that was also nominated for ED. That was the one that was like the. It's just more. I think it's just more him like driving most likely.
No, it wasn't.
Maybe not. Okay, maybe just watch the OP.
I think we just watched the OP.
Yeah,
it had a very ED energy.
Yeah, and that's why I think I don't want to vote. I don't think it should win.
I really love the visuals though. I loved the character models. There's a part where they have like I forget so much about the one episode we watched, but there's like little idol characters or something. Mm-hmm. They're very cute looking.
Yeah,
they're just like skinny little cute animals. I like them.
And the most generic one that's on here, I don't think should be on here, is Tokyo Revengers.
This one's okay. Fuck Tokyo Revengers.
We watched the first
This
episode.
is this year's Jujutsu Kaisen.
I don't know. 86ers is on here, though. And that's not for Anime of the Year.
Oh, we haven't even talked about 86ers.
Okay,
It's not called 86ers.
I know, that's why they're called 86ers. But, because at least, okay, Tokyo Revengers, I had more the riff on it, because it's some funny shit in there. I guess because it's not really nominated other than Best Boy, and that's like it in this.
Oh, it's not. Oh, that's right. I think you said.
And you just get
this OP just sucked.
Yes.
Like I thought it was so. What we were talking about how Jujutsu Kaisen does like a lot of generic OP-isms.
Yes.
This does them all, but not nearly as fun or well animated as JJK does.
Nothing. It just shows characters. There's nothing like good or fun or.
Also, it needs to be said, like the characters in the show need to be mocked. Like
we get the Best Boy, we can shit on that, because that's probably the last thing they're gonna be on.
They must be mocked.
Yes. So who do you vote? What do you think's gonna win? What do you want to win?
I for sure 100% Attack on Titan's got to win. Like there's no way.
That's what you want to win. That's what you think
that will win. But I want Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I know Supreme. I just love this so much. It just brings so much joy. I love the animation. Even though I really do struggle with a lot of the things in Dragon Maid. Like I really hate the Shota character.
The boy.
Yeah, and Lukoa, like those storylines are really.
That is my least favorite part. Is like their stuff.
It's just shitty, and it's also not funny. Like if it was funny, it would be one thing, but it's not funny.
Like what's it called? What's the fire dragon? Is it Ilulu?
Ilulu.
At least they found the footing for her with her at the shop, and that is
very. They finally got something.
Yes,
for her.
It's very nice and wholesome with all that stuff, and like her. But yeah, everything else is just like, even though they had to get away from just the boobs stuff with her.
Yeah,
and that's all like.
But yeah, not to go too much into it. Like I just absolutely love this OP on its own. It's so good.
I think I want Vivid Vice to win, but I do think Attack on Titan's probably gonna win.
All right.
So ED now.
ED.
We have Shogeki for Attack on Titan. Yasashi Susie for Beastars. Shirogane Frailisa for Demon Slayer. Nene. I don't know.
I think it's Nine.
From Shadow's House. Infinity from Skate the Infinity. And then, oh god.
Ganbare
Komoko-san no theme. So I'm a Spider, so what? It probably is like I'm a Spider, so what theme. I don't like the Attack on Titan ED of this one.
I also think it's like the weakest Attack on Titan,
especially how strong the current season one is, and like some of this has child murders in it, but like no child.
I just think of like. I think the second season 3 ED, or maybe it was the whole season 3 ED for Attack on Titan.
Was that the one?
That's the one with Krista like running on the farm. That one is so fucking awesome compared to like all the other ones, in my opinion. The early ones were good too. This one just is the weakest. I hate to say it.
It's nice to have the kids actually be in something.
Yes, Falco really needs like that focus. Like it's nice that he's like the
focus character of that most of that part 1 season, the early part at least. The Beastars one was the one with the lion and the deer guy.
It looked really nice.
It looked like Take On Me.
It did kind of.
I like
look
that.
Like Take On Me. It actually was the most well animated one, I would say.
Yes.
I was really impressed by the animation.
I love the visuals of that one. I don't know anything about the show, but I was very appeased by it.
I also had almost no context because it was mostly Lewis the deer and like some lion guy. I can't remember if he was in season 1. Don't think the lion was. Maybe he was.
But
there were lions in season 1.
And then the Demon Slayer one was very boring.
I actually hated this. It
was just like still images slightly moving.
It made me so mad. Also, because we couldn't find a good version of it.
Yeah, it's also like one of those it looks like one of those posters that just moves slightly when you like move your head.
Yeah.
But like maybe it's not just because it's a Lisa song and like Lisa just like people just love all her OPs.
Yeah.
That Shadow's House one was like whatever.
It was nothing. The only thing that was kind of neat was
the show that Jim watched an episode of.
I watched 4 minutes of an episode and immediately turned it off because I really loved the aesthetic. But then I started watching. I was like, you know what? Actually, I hate this, so I turned it off. But I liked the singer. I liked the singer of the ED. I thought it was
the ED song I do like a lot.
The song carried it a little bit. The visuals were.
I guess a lot. It was probably nominated for the song.
Actually, thinking about it, they did have some nice little cuts. Like I like the part when he was running down the stairs.
There's a lot of still images though. It's mostly I like the only part that actually was like really animated.
Yeah, I guess
and like glass breaking.
You get that more.
But we get to a good one, which Skate the Infinity, which is something we didn't watch. But the ED though, I like it. Just showing me like names of like. Wipeouts essentially for skateboard wipeouts.
I actually really like once I figured out what this one was because I have no context for the show. I guess it's about skating.
Most likely, I would assume.
It looks like it's set in the future, too.
Maybe
whatever. But I really appreciated like the humor of like having a bunch of wipeouts, like basically.
Yeah, the Nutcracker and like the one guy like blocking the camera after he's like
censoring it so you don't see his fuck up.
Song's really good too.
Yeah, it was actually really cool. It was I have no context for the show, but I was pretty impressed by this.
Yeah. And then the Spider, which is just carried by the voice actress / singer of it, and she deserves like all the show deserves so much more, I think, because we watched a decent chunk of this show before, and it's just like the CG harbors it down a lot.
And the fact that like the crowd that so the whole thing, the ED is her like performing a
in the
song,
cave that she's like stuck in.
Yeah, on like stage, and all the crowd is like all the gross CG creatures that she fights, and that was kind of a turn off, even though the song is funny. But you're right, she does carry it with her vocals. For me, this one's actually like kind of. I mean, I feel very not strongly about all of these.
I think Beastars should win. But I think the Attack on Titan is going to get the win, though, because that's how people are just going to see Attack on Titan. Like, I voted for it.
I'm going to say Demon Slayer.
Ooh, really?
Is going to actually win.
I heard people talk about the movie, but I haven't heard any talk about the anime.
Demon Slayer is going to win it, and I would like Beastars to win, because I thought that one looked the prettiest.
Okay. So we just go back to the top now. So we got the 3 things we have freshest in our mind and probably the longest talk about.
Yes.
For Best Boy.
So we will definitely... Anime of the Year is going to be our last one.
Yeah. Honestly, I hate fucking Best Boy, Best Girl, and then you have to have Protagonist and Best... Like, it's just... it's so convoluted.
So, okay, I know we talk about this every year, but...
I know.
The problem is, like, what do you define as, like, the Best Boy? Because... Immediately, I'm looking and I'm seeing Senku is nominated for Best Boy.
I would have like best side characters more something in anime.
So what it should be, because like if we look at the Oscars, they have the best actor and then they fuck the Oscars, but they have the best actor and they have the best supporting actor.
Yeah.
So you can take this and
or you have like best antagonist, but have like best arc villain or something like that, or like your best minor villain.
Even
like that.
I think even to just like keep the current ones they have, just make Best Boy like the best not main character of the series. Like Toto is like incredibly
he should be on here. So okay, let's go.
2 characters from Tokyo Revengers are on here.
All right, go ahead and do the nominees, Jim.
All right, Best Boy, you picked him. Senku Ishigama, you did this. Senku from Dr. Stone Season 2. We have Izumi Miyamura from Horny Mia. We have Odokawa from Odd Taxi. Butchie from Ranking of Kings. Ken Draken Ryuguji from Tokyo Revengers. And Manjiro Miki Sano.
Or Mickey? Maybe Mikey.
Mikey. I guess it is Mikey. Manjiro Mikey Sano from Tokyo Revengers.
All right, let's just go in order because we can save the Tokyo Revenger talk.
I'm so mad.
So first off, okay, this is for the Stone Wars. This is like one of the first big arcs in Dr. Stone, and Senku is not the best boy of this arc. It is Chrome.
Yes.
Chrome deserves to be best boy because he has all the moments of this arc. Like it focuses a lot on him, and like this, like him figuring out stuff on his own without the help of modern day Senku is like so good. He is like the not main character of this show. He deserves best boy, but
that's why I feel so weird about them picking like a main character for best boy. And it's like if it were season 1, you could even make the argument like Senku isn't the initial main character.
Yeah,
it's kind of what's his name?
Taiju.
Taiju. Taiju's kind of the main character, and then it shifts. But the thing with Dr. Stone as it goes on,
or even Gen, you could put ahead for season 1 as well.
Yeah, Gen was a little too like not there for the first like bit of it. But like with Dr. Stone, the whole point is like Senku is a character that everyone bounces off of.
Yes.
So he's there to like make other characters have good moments, but also to carry the plot.
Yeah, and that's why when Chrome in this, he has his moments. Like everybody is just like kind of blown away that he came up with it without any like.
And it's so much more hype when Chrome makes a solution than Senku, because it's a foregone conclusion that Senku is going to know the answer.
Because there is a part where he's like captured, and there is like a great Chrome like on his own. It's so good to see. Like
he's really good, and there's
Chrome is best boy. He's my favorite. He's like one of my favorite characters. He probably is my favorite character, Dr. Stone.
He's really good. There's a few other characters that haven't been introduced yet that are probably, I would say, like best boy material, future best boy material.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just have to wait until next year, maybe. I don't know when the next season's coming out.
Oh, he is the main focus, so I can't wait. I think it might be this year. I think.
Really.
We're getting a OVA of just like I guess getting the best boy, and then it's gonna be the actual season.
I do have to say, I am a huge fan of Dr. Stone, the manga.
Yeah,
I thought the first season of the anime was fine. I thought the second season was like not very great. Like I found it to be like kind of a pretty mid production.
It did. It did do my girl Nikki some justice. So not nominated for best girl though.
Yeah, all right. We need to get on.
I don't know what Horimiya is.
I also have not seen Horny Miya.
So sorry for all the dozens of you. If you can put
dozens of you,
you can put it in the comments about the show and like your defense of it.
Yeah.
I guess because we try to look up a lot of stuff that was on Crunchyroll so we could watch it, and this is one of them that wasn't on there.
Oh wait, this is a boy. We're in best boy.
Yeah.
Well, I think I said her because I'm an idiot.
Oh wow, Jim. Wow, it's 22.
I thought that was Horny Miya.
Yeah, that's Horny Miya itself.
All right, we have Odo Kawa from Odd Taxi, the Walrus Man himself.
Yes.
Once again, like we just haven't seen enough.
He seems to be that very like that stern, serious taxi driver. He hears the stories of his patrons. Probably gets wrapped up in more than he can handle.
Yeah,
but
I really like that as like a main character. Like
he's not like a young guy. He seems to be like a middle aged,
which is great because so much of anime is like some like blonde kid and it. That's like an asshole that I fucking hate.
We're not. Hey, Jim. Tokyo Revenge's coming up later.
All right, next one.
Okay, this is one you could talk about.
Bochi. So I have actually watched Ranking of Kings.
You finished it?
I've watched all of. So it's 2 core.
Okay.
So I watched all the first core. I saw that episode 13 came out. I was like, you know what? I don't want to keep watching it like week by week. I'll just wait for it to all finish. So I really like the show. It's very nice. Bochi, I'm not gonna pretend like he's gonna win this for me. Bochi is such a charming character. So just to explain, if you're not familiar,
do your elevator pitch.
So Ranking of Kings is basically Game of Thrones mixed with. I'm kidding. It's the main character is
Dark Souls.
It's the Dark Souls of anime. The main character is a little mute and deaf boy who is a prince. His name is Bochi. So he's a prince of like this mighty king, and the king is like on his like last legs. Basically,
deathbed.
Yeah, he needs to assume the throne soon, but everyone in town hates this kid because they think he's like simple, they think he's stupid, but he's actually this like incredibly relatable, like super sweet. It's the classic kind of thing where it's like a character that just could not communicate.
Sweet little cinnamon roll. It looks like.
And like it's you just really feel for a character that can't communicate.
Everything's stacked against him.
Yeah, once he finds someone, because. Like in the first episode, he finds a character that he can actually kind of communicate with in a certain way,
and he's mute, right?
Yeah, he's mute, but like, it's what is really nice too is like because he's a prince, everyone in like the royal entourage, the castle, they all learn sign language like to be with him. So there's a lot of like
so nice
complex character dynamics.
It's nice
too.
to have like a sign language anime like that.
It's really interesting, and I don't know what like the differences between like American versus Japanese sign languages. So I don't know how accurate the signing is.
American sign. Because
ASL is like a very I don't know if it's every language, but a lot of languages have like very different like versions of sign language.
Yeah.
So I don't know how accurate the signing is to like Japanese, or if there is like a Japanese sign language.
That'd be interesting.
But it's really nice, and in the universe, it's like there's a character, for example, who's kind of like his adopted mother, and she has a hard time connecting with him, so she like intentionally learns sign language to communicate with him. And it's a very wholesome, it's a very charming show, but it also gets like kind of dark in the way that it's fun.
Not generically evil.
And she's the queen too. Can you believe it?
Oh my god. I've seen a good queen since season 1 of Shield Hero.
But no, it's an extremely charming show. I'm very excited to watch more. It's getting like, it kind of gives me like One Piece vibes in the way that it has like a One Piece like Hunter x Hunter, where there's like this really big wacky world, but it's very focused kind of just on the characters for the moment.
On this weird, goofy kid.
Yeah. More so, I guess, Hunter x Hunter, where, like, Hunter x Hunter has this huge, wacky world, but it's really focused on the main characters and their relationships, at least initially.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would recommend it. As I said, he's going to be my pick.
Speaking of recommendations, we're on the Tokyo Revengers now.
Oh, no, I just talked for, like, 5 minutes. So, now we have to hate talk.
We watched the first episode of this, and, boy, we did not like this at all.
It was just, like...
I'm sorry to the 24 Tokyo Revenger fans.
Like, if you really want to watch this story so bad, just go watch Erased. Like, just go watch another bad anime from 5 years ago.
So, I was waiting for it to be under character design nominations. I'm glad it wasn't. So, first of all, this is like a kid who's like a 20-something-year-old kid who thought he peaked in middle school. Gets someone pushes him in front of a train, and he like time travels to his middle school body, where it's him and his stupid-haired friends, where he also has stupidly dumb hair that Jim wanted like to destroy.
Yeah, I would have mercilessly beat up these children.
And like, I didn't really get much character from anybody. I don't like a lot of the characters.
This is like 100% a wish fulfillment story.
He loved this guy's obsessed with his like middle school girlfriend
in a way that I would describe as very creepy.
It's kind of creepy, and it's just like I hate a lot of design. Even like the characters are on here, the pictures. Look, I hate them. I want to like just punch. Like I want to steal their lunch money.
Yeah, it's just like I remember my first exposure to this series was seeing the kid that has the neck tattoo. I saw like a screenshot of that, and I just laughed. Like, it just looks bad.
All their hair is bad.
Because the joke that I saw when someone posted that image was like, this looks like a DeviantArt OC.
Oh my god, it
does!
I
can think about. Like,
holy shit.
The overcomplicated nature of the hairdos and the tattoos.
Also,
just, like,
and like the whole plot of the erase of like, oh, he can go back and forth between he goes between the past, and there's a butterfly effect thing of like, stuff that happened in the past is going to change in the future, and we're going to find out how that happens. I'm just like, so the power set is going to be him punching people and getting the knife fights, I guess? Or like, I don't understand.
It's about him becoming a badass, Sam. It's about how being a badass is actually delinquent. Good. It's about how being a delinquent is actually good.
Wow. It's not that the one delinquent is becoming a gang.
I fucking hate these characters.
I hate the character design.
I don't think we saw either of these characters. I fucking hate them.
We saw them in the OP.
Yeah, that's enough. That's fucking enough.
But hopefully none of the Tokyo Revengers win. But I think, okay, who I want to win, I'm just gonna go with Boji, because I'm not really familiar with any of the characters. But I think the Odd Taxi guy will get the win.
He could be. He could be what do they call that? A dark horse. He could be like a dark horse candidate.
Because there are a lot of people on that Odd Taxi train.
It's true. It was one of those things where every time I heard people talking about it, it was like, no one's talking about Odd Taxi. And then I heard everyone say
I'm like,
that.
you motherfuckers should be watching Vivi right now.
Yeah, no one's talking about that at all. But yeah, as I said, Bochi is my clear winner. I love him so much. It's so charming. He's just you love to see it. Like, you love to see a character he's already put in like a very difficult situation, but he's still so charming and good-hearted and is so emotional.
We have a precious cinnamon roll.
Yes.
I think if Chrome was a nominee, I would have picked Chrome, but he's not. So.
Yeah. Bochi would
I love
still win for me.
Senku still, but not enough to be best boy.
Yeah, he's not even the best boy in a series.
He really isn't.
All right, do you want to do the honors of best grill?
Oh boy. So we have
Oh no, it's
whoa,
playing.
Jim.
What the fuck?
Whoa.
For some reason, I clicked on Best Girl, and then the first thing I saw was Aaron.
Well, I mean, technically in season what, 3?
Season
Or is season 2? Or
no,
second half
season 3.
Season 2?
It's first half of season 3.
Okay.
He sees himself as a girl, yeah.
Technically. So first off...
Oh, no.
Vladadina... Oh, God. Millilise from the 86ers.
Vladilena. What a name.
Fuck her. I don't care.
86.
Toru Honda from Fruits Basket. Nobara from Jujutsu Kaisen. Sarasa from Kageki Shoujo. And Shoki Komi from Komi Can't Communicate. And Oto from Wonder Egg. So...
I didn't know Komi was on here.
So Vlad...
Vladilena.
We watched the first episode of this as well.
86.
It was bad.
I didn't like it.
We watched the first 10 minutes was or 15 minutes was the military jargon that felt like it lasted forever. Every character looked the same. It was all white.
It was all white people.
All white people. We're tired of these white people taking over our animes.
I never skip around in an episode of anime.
Me and Jim both felt like, how long have we been watching this? It felt like we've been watching for 20 minutes. It was only 10.
Yeah, I touched the controller and it was only oh my god.
This girl, I guess you do the she's in charge of these 86ers, which no one thinks there are people, but they are. And I'm just like, she's just there for that military, that cute girl military porn they can do in anime.
But Sam, Edward Snowden tweeted that he loved this anime.
Yeah,
that means something.
Sure, and but maybe it goes, but I feel like it should start with the 86ers first because they have way more unique designs and
See, that was the thing. It was 15 minutes of this boring character I don't like, and then they introduced literally 12 new characters
in 5 minutes,
and they were all upbeat, and they're living in a difficult situation, but they're all cheery.
They hate the government.
So it's a very it's I don't know. It's one of those things where it's oh, I can relate to this. Unlike Tokyo Revengers, where I couldn't relate to any character at all.
But Jim, his middle school girlfriend.
Shut the fuck up.
You gotta team up with her brother that he saved from bullying that saved his life now.
No,
because he took notes when he was a kid.
We have to resist talking about Tokyo Revengers because it will just become.
But Jim, Nobara's neighbor moved away.
Oh, speaking of which,
because I know I famously only watched the first ever airing of Fruits Basket with my sister. I think she caught up with I just call it her live on speakerphone. Hey, just
do you think Toru should win Best Girl?
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna bother my sister. But Toru, she's from what I've seen from the original show, she's great. She's a great girl. I love her. I kind of want to check out this FMA Brotherhood version of Fruits Baskets because it's probably ended different than how the first season ended of that original show. I wouldn't be upset if she won. So that's all I can say about Fruits Baskets. I kind of want to watch it. I hear good things about it. So
it's funny because it's always existed, but the circles that I'm in, it's just not. I don't hear too much about the more rom-com-y shows.
I had my sister as an excuse to watch all Fruits Baskets, but I was cause she had an early DVD of it before anime DVDs really blow up. Cause we had Sam Goodies near us, and that was where you can find those tapes.
I know I've talked about this before, but I just remember the first time I went to a Sam Goody, seeing a wall of Dragon Ball DVDs and movies and tapes. It blew my little mind.
My neighbor had all the VHSs of Dragon Ball Z movies and everything.
I had I think I owned Lord Slug, and I owned the DVD for Cooler. The
first Cooler or the Return of Cooler?
So the first Cooler is called Cooler's Revenge. Yes. Confusingly. But yes. I did. So I watched that one so much. I fucking loved that.
The one where he punches Vegeta in the dick.
I don't remember that.
He goes for a kick, he grabs and just punches him in the dick.
Wait, no, Vegeta's not in that one. He's not in the first Cooler one.
That must be Return of Cooler then. Yeah. I could have swore he's in the first Cooler
No,
movie.
The first Cooler is it's in a weird moment that it simultaneously takes place before Planet Namek and also after. So Gohan is still a child with Icarus, but Goku also knows what Super Saiyan and Frieza are. So it's very confusing.
And he's not in Yard Drip.
And he's not dead. Yeah.
No, you do. He didn't die after Frieza. He's in. Remember, he was.
He's not away. Yeah. He's not missing.
He's training to learn instant transmission. So next we talk about Nobara, who this is her. I think she may have been nominated in the first core, but the second core she did where she was our running joke for the first core in our Jujutsu Kaisen series.
Yeah.
Of her neighbor moved away, which is always a recurring gag of character motivations.
Yeah, and it's funny because every time we shout on her, people in the comments are like, "Oh, Nobara is so good!" Everyone loved Nobara so much.
She had a couple of good moments. It may have been just no, that was in this core too, where she had she fought the witch girl, where she's talking about all the people think of her and just being I'm gonna
she did have that
I'm gonna dress the way I dress. I'm gonna good.
She had a MGTOW moment, but for women.
Yeah, I think it's And I was like, either gonna her nominate or Maki, because I'm a Maki simp from here, from if you know anything.
It's true.
And I was like, she was also like a fucking like, best girl. She had been nominated on here more so than like,
it's true.
Anybody.
It's true.
More than Vlad.
Anyone but Vlad. Vladalina.
Even Miwa could have been on there more than Vlad.
Miwa
shitting. Listen to our Jujutsu Kai
That's
Quest.
a deep cut. Yeah, listen to our Jujutsu Kaisen
our recurring
podcast.
Gags.
Alrighty then.
So, anything we want to say about Nobara, or like we probably talk about her in the fight scene anyway, about like her pog per minute.
Yeah, she's fine, but there's too much of her that I don't love. That is like to make me really care about that.
But I said second core is probably a deserved nomination for her, though.
Yeah, I want to see her going forward. Like, I can't wait to see next season, see how she does.
So, we couldn't watch Shigeki Shoujo, because that wasn't even on there either.
Yeah, I just have no context for the series. I'm sorry.
Is it cute girls doing something, judging by the poster? I'm not sure this is like the voice acting one or not.
I think it might be a lesbian sword fighting show.
It doesn't narrow it down.
Ever since Utena exists, actually, it does predate Utena, kind of. You probably go back to like Rose of Versailles, because that's probably the first
Utena was like the
lesbian
premier
sword fighting show. That's when it became like the big info. At the same time as like Evangelion. Like, it had a similar inspiration. Inspiring factor.
From what I've seen, Utena's more so lesbians, bisexuals, and incest fighting anime show. Incestuous fighting show. It's a little bit of everything.
It's a little bit of everything, isn't it? All right, Shoko Komi from Komi Can't
We watched the first episode of this as well, and I was fucking blown. I was kind of blown away by how good it looked and how it was. I really loved it.
So it's really funny because before we watched it, I was kind of talking about it with Sam, and I was saying I've read a bit of the manga, and I was like, this could I didn't really care for the manga; it didn't really catch me, but a good production of an anime would totally like elevate it, and that's exactly what happened. This
is what people thought like House Husband was going to be, essentially.
Oof, that hurts. That really hurts.
Especially for people it's like this gag manga where like there's gonna be some great moments. I can't wait to see him animate, and this is like actually does it and doesn't like. This part where he just writes on the board and everything, and you see, or not really talking about the show, but like, but Komi, I love her little, like, her shyness and everything.
She's just one of those immediately charming characters.
Yes.
Her little like stammering thing. It's very charming.
She is like she reminds me of King from One Punch Man, where like everybody thinks she's so great and so cool,
but
she's just a fucking like. Has anxiety.
The Komi engine.
Yes.
She has the Komi engine.
She does have the Komi engine to make everybody like Komi over her.
But I was very. Is it nominated for anything else? I don't know.
Yes,
if it is.
it's not. I think it's not for comedy and maybe.
Okay, we'll talk about it more later. Then.
And this is the show. And next one is which you watched a little bit of Wonder Egg, right?
I watched literally episode 1. I was in a Discord call, and my friend was like, "Hey, I'm gonna watch this." I was like, "Hey, I'll watch
this is a show where everybody loved the first, like at least the first half, and then no one apparently the ending was very bad, and everybody hated it by the end.
That is like what I've heard. I only watched episode 1. I have to say, like, I was really impressed with episode 1. I found it was classic, like, what was the one I always think of? Princess Principal. Like, Princess Principal has like a perfect first episode where like it does enough to introduce you to the premise and also gives you like a crazy ending.
Jim's the biggest Princess Principal like stan.
I'm the biggest Prin fan. There is. Very excited. I think the first movie came out. If we ever do a series where we like force each other to watch anime, I'm gonna force you to watch that eventually.
We're on my choices coming up.
True.
So after reading Attack on Titan, we got some couple Sam choices coming up right after another.
But yeah, once it's back to me, I'm probably gonna make you watch Prin, and then we can watch the movies.
No one's gonna watch that series though.
Yeah, no one will. But I'll have a good time. But so yeah, Wonder Egg Priority. Really impressed by that first episode. The main character is like, I think she's got like a social anxiety thing. I really.
She has that what's the eye?
Heterochromia.
Yes.
So so that's kind of her thing.
And the show deals.
She's like afraid about being like made fun of for it. That's like her big thing that like makes
it's like the coolest thing people would like know.
I know.
In real life.
It's funny because like you always when you don't have like the weird like thing you think it's probably
that girl
cool,
from Ready Player One. She had that scar that birthmark that looks everybody thinks she's a monster.
But that's the thing. Like I feel like you can like people can be very self-conscious about something else that other people would find to be like unique or charming.
Yeah.
So, but
then the show also like it deals with like suicide, I think, as well.
It's basically like think of like Madoka, how like there's like a basically or whatever, like any anime where like you got to go into like the fantasy realm to save someone. Like there's like a fantasy realm that somebody is like trapped in, and like the consequence of not saving them is suicide.
It's like Code Lyoko. You have to enter the virtual world to save the real world.
From suicide.
Xana.
Yeah.
I mean, Xana probably, I'm pretty sure, did make people kill themselves, so...
It's very likely.
Oh, we know, so Code Lyoko was the original Wonder Egg.
It's true. I mean...
You heard it here first, folks.
But yeah, I'm kind of bummed that Wonder Egg apparently had a bad ending, because it makes me, like, not want to watch it. But yeah. I don't know, one day I'll revisit it.
If people in the least spoiler way possible, explain what people didn't like about the ending in the comments.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't know. Yeah.
So what do you think is going to win, and what do you want to win?
So
Vlad, why?
I actually am really torn. I think I want Komi to win. But I don't want to. No Nobara. I'm just gonna give it to Nobara.
Both.
For me, I want Nobara to win. I think she will win.
Okay,
so I'm gonna put there.
I want Komi to win. But I think Toru from Fruits Basket is gonna win.
Actually, I take it back. I think Komi will win. I don't want Komi to win, but I think Komi will win.
I want Komi to win, but I think Toru is gonna be a dark horse to win. So
we'll see. Is
it my turn for protagonist or your turn for protagonist?
I think it's my turn. I think you do best girl.
Okay.
All right. Your vote for best protagonist.
The most controversial one first.
Eren Yeager. Yuji Itadori, Joe from Megaloblox. I'm not even saying the anime. I just assume everyone knows who Eren Yeager is. Eren Yeager, Attack on Titan, Season 1, Part 2, or Final Season, Part 1. Yuji Itadori, Jujutsu Kaisen, Core 2. Joe from Megalobox 2, Nomad. Odakawa from Odd Taxi. Bocchi from Ranking of Kings. And Ai Ahoto from Wonder Egg Priority, WEP.
That's what I hate about these. Somebody just blend over from the best boy and girl category.
It's very stupid.
Should we talk about the Eren Yeager in the room in this year? Because this is the most discussed thing about this whole anime awards.
Yeah, I feel like we don't even need to dwell on it too much because people have talked about it.
What hasn't been said?
So for those that don't know, Eren Yeager is nominated for Best Protagonist and Best Antagonist.
Yes,
which is not possible.
This is a whole Escalade thing that was also like debated when Vinland Saga was nominated. So Eren in the final season is like, he is not the protagonist. We do not follow him. We do not know any of his motivations at all. Like that's the thing. So you can't be a protagonist if we don't follow you or like understand your motivations at all anymore.
The thing is, like,
because the protagonist
kind of end up for like a bit, like during especially the Warhammer Titan part, he kind of is the protagonist for like an episode,
but he's also the antagonist because the protagonist we were following is Falco and Reiner, and he is like the antagonist to them and their whole setting.
Kind of. Yeah, the problem is, like, we're really looking at it like too small scale. Like, if we look at Attack on Titan, we really would say this is the Eren Yeager story. Like, Eren is the protagonist of Attack on Titan. Like,
yes,
full stop.
Yes.
But
this season, it's like when Askeladd, I think, was like nominated for best antagonist, where he's the antagonist to the main character, but the main character was like so much nothing for the most part, where he followed like the antagonist as a protagonist for most of Vinland Saga.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. I'm like on the fence with this because I just like, frankly, you just cannot be the antagonist and protagonist. Like, it's like saying that you're wet and dry at the same time. You can't be these two things.
And like, I was rooting for Eren to not win in that final season, like, because I kind of wanted Reiner to, get past the trauma and like.
Looking at season 4, part 1, I would probably lean on the side of, in this moment, because we've shifted perspectives, he is an antagonist.
Yes.
So I would say, but like, if we're talking about the story overall, I would probably. It makes more sense because, like, for 3 seasons,
this is going for the season. This isn't just Attack on Titan in general, though.
Yeah. So I think it's probably incorrect that they nominated him for protagonist for this season, considering like the moment that Mikasa meets him for the first time, she's like, "Eren, you killed children. Eren, we can't turn back from here.
You caused us to come here and causing Armin to just nuke everybody."
But the problem is, like, we are still rooting for Eren to collect all the Titans.
Am I, though? Do I really want him to fucking... I don't want him to harm Peak.
Well, the problem though is like, you're not rooting. Like a protagonist isn't like someone you root for. It's really like the main character.
I don't know. There's also those fucking like isekais where the protagonist is like a fucking terrible person, and like you don't want to root for like what's that shitty one going right now? Like that one power fantasy show or like
Which one?
The Death Note guy.
Heaven's.
Yeah, that one. Like
Priority? Heaven's Egg?
I think Heaven's Priority.
Heaven's Lost.
Something like that. But apparently he's a terrible person, but you have to root for him. Like how many people light people didn't want to root for Light, I'm pretty sure, in Death Note for a lot of it.
But he is the protagonist.
He's the protagonist, yes.
Yeah.
But the other people like, oh, he's also the antagonist though.
No.
People that's something Crunchyroll would do if the anime was
I think it really is just like a shifting of perspectives. Like when you have a story that shifts perspectives, like as you said, Reiner does pretty much become the protagonist.
Reiner and Falco are the protagonists of that first part.
Yeah, deuteragonist, if you will.
Yes.
But it's more so like, I don't know, it's hard because it really does start shifting perspectives wildly. Yes. But I still would say that Eren is this like the protagonist. Like
I don't know.
I'm gonna die on this hill. We're still rooting for him to eat those little other titans. We want to see him
put speak for yourself.
We want to see him put them all in his mouth.
Not really.
Well, that's the problem though. It's not about whether we want to. It's about who the story's about, and that's what the story's about. Like Eren Yeager is who the story is about. All right, this is a terrible conversation. I thought it was gonna be so much easier.
No, it's a complex complex topic, man.
Which just is only reason we're even talking about it is because these stupid awards have bad categories.
Yeah. So we have Yuji Itadori, which I think he's not the great protagonist.
No, he's not a very good protagonist.
He's there as a vessel to the one mysterious antagonist.
Sam, he's a vessel to deliver black flashes to me. That's all he exists for.
I'm like, yo, just let me like Megumi's like the real main character of the show. I'm more interested in his stuff.
Hard agree.
It's even Nobara, I'm like rooting for more than him. Even Maki, I'm rooting for more. Toto, I'm rooting for like even like Panda, I'm rooting more for like. Every side character I'm rooting more than Yuji, so he's like not even a consideration for me.
Yeah, Yuji doesn't do anything for me.
Gojo, I root for like Nanami, like everybody else. But I have not seen Megalobox 2. Yeah, I want to, so I'm assuming I'm hoping it's still good, but
it's really weird. I haven't heard anyone talk about it.
Yeah,
it's almost like it didn't exist.
Yeah. We already talked a lot about Odd Taxi, but like we said before, we kind of like how he's an older protagonist.
I really appreciate the diversity and like it not being like a high school, like a high school kid is like the main character.
We talked, and a lot of these we just talked about before, like Boji and Oto. So who do you think will win Best Protagonist, and what do you think will win?
I think. I would like. I want Eren Yeager to win Best Protagonist. I think Yuji will win Best Protagonist.
I do want Boji. I think Boji will, or Otakawa will win. I think there's another Dark Horse win because I feel like there was too much buzz about the Eren Yeager thing where people probably went on there to make sure he didn't win.
Actually, I rescind it again. I want Boji to win. I keep forgetting Boji's here. Boji is like a great protagonist. He's so charming, and you love seeing the world through his eyes.
Oh, where's my redo of healer nominee?
All right. Did you said who's your pick? You said
I said I want Boji to win because he looks like a good Cinnamoroll. I heard good things, but I think Otakawa will win.
All right.
The Odd Taxi.
All right. Do you want to do Best Antagonist?
Yes. Yeah, so famously, Eren Yeager back again. We have Tomura Shigaraki from My Hero Season 5, the season no one likes.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yano from Odd Taxi. Knuckles the Echidna from ReZero. And Adam or Anasoke Shindo from Skate the Infinity. And Tita Kisaki from the Tokyo Revengers. So,
I have.
What can you say about any of these characters?
It sucks. I don't care. I have seen only one of these.
So we did the Eren Yeager discussion. No one talked like this is like I feel like this is more nominating Shigaraki more so from the manga more than the anime because I heard no one liked this season, and he's the emo angry man from My Hero.
The Odd Taxi one feels like a spoiler.
He's been showing the OP. I'm pretty sure he's like they I think if they alluded to like the illegal or like the gang members or mafia or whatever. I'm guessing that's like the leader. So, it's funny. I don't know anything about any of the villain stuff on here, other than what I saw from My Hero from the 3 seasons that we watched. Do you even watch seasons 2 of ReZero? But
no, I only watched season 1.
You know anything about Knuckles the Echidna?
No. So I heard Gigak talking about this. Apparently, because Gigak is like a big fan.
He's an isekai like slave.
Yeah. Apparently, she's not even like the main villain of the season, like according to him at least. So, very funny. I don't know anything about Skate the Infinity, and I don't give a shit about Tokyo Revengers.
Where's Gabby? Gabby was the antagonist of Final Season Part 1.
She's not, though.
Is she?
She's not.
She is! To the fandom and to the
fandom.
And the fandom and every fucking protagonist that we had in that, every side character. Like, I don't know, she could have been. The antagonist.
I would have voted for her.
I would have voted for her instantly.
Gabby, it's criminal how Gabby does not show up for Best Girl.
Mass murderer Gabby.
Gabby should show up for Best Girl. Mass murder.
And then have her picture just be the one where she's like being held up by everybody. This child murderer.
Hey, technically, Gabby's not a mass murderer.
She has killed a massive amount of people, Jim.
Is that what being a mass murderer is? I guess it literally is.
It was war. It's different, Jim.
It's technically war. I don't care about this category. Fuck it. I'll say Aaron. I'll say Aaron again.
I hope Skate the Infinity guy did a really epic kickflip and like embarrass our main character of Skate the Infinity.
He does an epic flip.
He does a flip.
I'm gonna say.
But what about the Tokyo Revenger and his stupid glasses and his stupid hair?
Kinoski.
All right, this is what I'm gonna skip because I would vote for Aaron. I think he is more of an antagonist this season, and I think Aaron will win because I think that's the one people will vote for compared to everybody else on here.
Yeah, I'm voting for Aaron
because I don't think people will acknowledge that season of My Hero. So
vote for Aaron. I think Aaron's gonna win.
Okay, so director now. Go ahead.
All right, best. Wait, I'm at fight scene. Why is this so bad?
Oh no, we had to go out of order.
Oh, we did fight scene already.
Yeah, we did fight scene.
All right, best director. I have Yuichiro Hayashi from Attack on Titan Season 1. We have Sung-Hoo Park from Jujutsu Kaisen Core 2. Yo Moriyama from Megalobox 2 Nomad. Baku Kinoshita from Odd Taxi. Shingo Natsume from Sunny Boy. Oh, that name sounds so familiar. And then Shin Wakabayashi from Wonder Egg Priority. I need to look up Shingo Natsume because that name just like struck a chord in my head.
This is always the weirdest one to talk about. I don't know what. I also really probably didn't see Vivi in there. I thought that would have been like a good pick for director, but
Shingo Natsume directed Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Ooh.
He was also put in charge of directing the first TV series. His first TV series is Space Dandy.
Ooh.
So I knew that I knew this name.
That's pretty solid.
So yeah, apparently I don't
Jim's
know.
like, I gotta go watch Sunny Boy now.
So he was in charge of key animation for FMA Brotherhood.
Ooh.
He also worked on Tatami Galaxy.
Oh, guys,
worked on Space Dandy.
It's like everything on Jim's like list.
Hey, he worked on the first season of One Punch Man, the good one.
The good one. Ooh.
So yeah. Congrats to him, I guess. I mean, I guess I need to watch. I guess I need to fucking watch Sonny Boy now. I have no context for Sonny Boy. Okay, sorry, we're going out of order.
I don't think that one was on Crunchyroll either.
No, it wasn't. Sorry, we're all out of order. So, okay.
So I guess how we feel the direction of Part 1 final season of Attack on Titan?
I would say messy. That's how I would describe it. Like, I love Attack on Titan, and I think a lot of people kind of feel this way.
We do have our episodes covering the final season as well, and where I think we do mention like some awkward parts. Like even
I think it's episode 2 is the one who's kind of like this infamous episode director who did all the rotoscoping in that one.
Oh yeah.
So there's many scenes that are rotoscoped for apparently no reason. It's just
and
like
then
a
they never
weird
do it
stylistic.
again.
Yeah, like the one scene I always think about is Gabby at the dinner table. It's just so weird because, like, I mean, rotoscoping is totally fine. Like, it's a totally fine technique.
Like, just get ready to never see this kind of stuff again.
It's a totally like valid technique of animation, but when you just have it suddenly, it feels so weird. Like in Smiling Friends, there's one background character whose the gimmick is that he's always drawn rotoscoped.
The dude bro rotoscope.
If you've seen the pilot of Smiling Friends, he's the guy who tells Pim, he's like, like go back to your wife. Like like he like vapes in his face.
Or he took out the blackface demon from Smiling Friends. Also,
he also does that. But so like it was very strange. I think like overall the direction was like kind of messy. It was very like strange.
Yes,
it was fine, but like I don't know. This is a hard category to talk about because when you're talking about a movie, because that's what this is from. This is from the Oscars. There's a Best Director category. A movie generally has like a stronger cohesive vision, but a TV show will have many episode directors.
Yeah.
So Attack on Titan famously, like as we mentioned, will have like these wild and like changes in quality.
In the first season of like basically new people like taking care of it essentially.
Yeah, and they're kind of finding their foothold. And
so Jujutsu Kaisen Core 2 I think is fucking awesome. Like whoever directed like the fight, he directed the fights and everything.
Apparently, this is the guy who did what was that anime we tried to watch about? It was a Korean. So this guy's Korean, actually.
It wasn't Tower of God that we watched.
No, it was a different Korean one. It was the God of High School.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So he apparently directed that, which I guess kind of
people only ever show the one like opening fight with like the girl gives a stunner to a guy, and that's the only thing you see of that show.
I think that for him, that show was kind of like him proving his chops as like an animation director. So I think that's why everyone was so hyped.
He did a good job, man.
Kaisen. Yeah, I don't know if he did Core 1. He probably is the director for Core 1, but
like
incredible.
Like we spoke about in fight scene, like the choreography and this like the moment of like you don't have to have every fight be like that fluid animation or like amazing stuff. You can just have it like just to show the impact of like small like single hits.
Yeah, it's funny because Jujutsu Kaisen is like economical in the way that it chooses where to spend its like real Sakuga moments, but it feels like so much bigger because they choose the best moments.
Yes.
Like it's just as I said, I just love it.
Like syncing up like fights to music, which when I watched Vivi, that did that a lot too, of syncing like music up to
such a
fights
good
and
feel.
moments.
It's such a great feeling when they do that.
We can't really talk about Megalobox 2. We haven't seen it.
Odd Taxi as well. I don't really want to talk about direction.
People do love it. But yeah,
the visual style certainly looks nice.
Yes,
and different.
Like we can't really talk about Sunny Boy because we haven't seen it, but now it's on Jim's radar with all those people.
And I'll probably check it out if I find it.
This is that spurt where we hit stuff we haven't seen a lot that we can't really talk about. But and Wonder Egg priorities. But
also Wonder Egg did have a really great visual direction. I just can't talk about it too much because I only saw episode 1.
Yeah, so I think Sung-Hoo Park should win this, and I think he will win this.
I 100% agree with you. If I had to pick one, I would definitely say it's funny because like I think Jujutsu Kaisen, if it were including the first core, I would maybe be less inclined, but because it's just core 2, it was so much more focused. Unlike Attack on Titan, which it did have these like pretty big.
He took a fucking fight between like Maki and Miwa and like made it the most like amazingly animated fucking fight.
It's just awesome. Also, we didn't even say the word CG Titans yet, but I think it must be said the Titan visuals of the first half of the final season of Attack on Titan was pretty rough.
What's funny, yeah, animation Attack on Titan's not on there, so
yeah, which is like kind of shocking compared to previous years where it probably would have naturally been.
Some Titans look janky, but some of them did look good, though.
I think one of the worst ones, unfortunately, is Beast Titan.
Yeah,
Beast Titan.
He always had a rough time looking good in CG.
Yeah, the newest season has done him probably the best, but yeah, there's
that one also mixes sometimes the drawn and CG for Beast.
It's just a shame because like the Levi versus Beast fight and then in the core 1 or part 1 of the final season should be like this amazing moment that people like go on YouTube to rewatch, but I just think it's like the CG makes it feel really awkward, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, Chief.
Do you get next category?
Yeah. What are we at?
Best animation. I got this.
All right, do it.
So we have Demon Slayer, the Mugen Train arc.
So Demon Slayer the movie.
No, is this the movie? Is this Mugen Train arc? Which is, I guess it is the movie then. Yeah.
So
I think it's not fair to have a movie in the category.
So from what I've heard, and I might be wrong because I'm often wrong about things I hear. They basically recut the movie
that's what I heard.
Into episodes. So that's why I would say
there might be some changes though. Quality. There probably had to be some changes, but
there must be, right? Like
I guess so. I hate that I count on here. We got Jujutsu Kaisen Core 2, Dragon Maid S. We have Jobless Reincarnation Core 1.
Yeah, Mushoku Tensei, which we have not seen yet.
Yeah.
Neither of us have watched it and has not been on this list, which was kind of a big upset, apparently.
Vivi, Florence Ice Song, and Wonder Egg Priority. So we haven't seen I want to see the Demon Slayer movie. We only watched up to episode 19, the episode everybody came over, and we haven't finished after that. We do want to finish and get caught up on it. Maybe use that as an excuse to maybe do a series on Demon Slayer. I don't know.
Yeah.
If we need a good series to do. We talked plenty about Jujutsu Kaisen Core 2. It just has ugly CG backgrounds a lot of times.
Yes. Oh, those backgrounds. But the thing with those backgrounds, it's like they like help there be like better action scenes because they don't need to worry about animating the background.
Yeah, and they can move like the camera around.
It's more about the character. It's more about the character animation than it is about like the scene.
Yeah, and Dragon Maid, which we talked about, but yeah, the animation is just like
it's great. I mean, it's great. It's KyoAni, like the masters.
The visuals, like even like the little things like Toru's face turning to a dragon, like when she's like in the shadow, she's like down and everything. It's like really cool looking.
Yeah, that fight was great. It's just like so fun to watch a good anime scene. Like, I love when animation looks so nice. It fills my soul with something.
Yes. And then we got Job of Creation I haven't watched.
Me either, but apparently it has gorgeous animation.
I'm not. I don't really care about the plot at all. I know it's like one of those first isekais or like one of those famous isekais.
It's apparently like it's one of those like early isekais that kind of was like big and inspiring the trend because it was a web novel, I believe.
Yeah.
Like many isekai are.
Yes. Now, what I think, one of my fucking favorite things I've been fucking gushing about nonstop is Vivi, which is Studio Wit. So first off, this is like a side project Studio Wit has, and this is like an original like anime.
Oh, is it original? I wasn't sure.
It is original. I'm pretty confident. It's fucking beautiful. Like animation is so fucking good. Like it does that stuff. If you saw the first like 3 season Attack on Titan, where like there's those random like shots of incredibly well animated movement that'll just happen. You're like, whoa. And if you watch the best fight nominee, or like there's like a fight in like episode 4 that's really fucking awesome, and it's just like it does like animation for like how robots would get hit and like knocked into something where they don't really like try to brace or just like they kind of ragdoll. It's like really fucking cool, and I fucking like just love this, like love it so much. And there's like really fun animation of like, and if you've probably seen the first episode, but she tries to chase like the stuffed bear. And it's just like her just like kind of like just kind of be like clumsy around it and everything. It's just like this little animation I really just fucking love. And it does this animation stuff too, where like it zooms in on these characters. Like it loves to do these close-ups where you kind of see like the detail of her hair.
It shows her more as like a robot.
Yeah, you see the eyes, like the camera thing, and it does this, and it looks really good. Except for like one part where like I think it shows like a character singing while that's happening, and it doesn't look nearly as good because it doesn't really, but it does look robotic, I guess. And maybe that's kind of the point.
It very much reminds me of Ghost in the Shell, in the original Ghost in the Shell movie. There's a few times where you see what's her name, Kitsuragi, what's her name,
Major Kusanagi.
Yeah, Kusanagi. You see her as like a very creepy doll. Like
yes,
the way that she's drawn looks more like a robot. And I remember I think in episode 1 they do a real close up on Vivi, and it's almost uncanny because they show that her skin is like very shiny, and her eyes are like weirdly detailed.
There are parts where you do that. There's some characters that actually like, they're robots. Sometimes they take damage. You see like the exposed like robotic part underneath, or like on their face flesh. You see like it ripped a little bit, and it's a really cool touch. It's just like it's just so fucking beautiful. Like I love it.
One thing I noticed, so I've only seen episode 1 and 2, but there's a character, I guess so she's like because she basically works in like kind of a theme park as like a little like
sideshow.
Yeah, like every 15 minutes. You know how there's those little like animatronics. Like every 15 minutes, they'll do a thing.
She's like the It's a Small World part where she's like people are like, I don't really want to see this really.
It's funny too because like she literally just has like enough spots for like 20 people to sit and watch her, and every like
she can barely get like 2 or 3.
Sings, yeah. But there's a little girl that is like friends with like a human, and she hangs out with her, and the scene is like. I really loved the way the little girl was animated.
Yes.
She had so much character. The way that she was like kind of bouncing up and down, the way the kids do, and like bracing herself against the wall. It was it's just like I love seeing like really detailed character animation.
Like I said, it's really a Studio Wit thing where like they'll just animate something really well, like some kind of movement, and it's like one part where she like has like rubble on her back and she stands up and like it shows like her mechanical arms like are exposed and you kind of see them like twisting, getting ready like to move up and press up, like the hydraulics are going. Like it's so cool. I fucking love this show.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch more. It's a good one.
It's a really easy like to watch and spurt because each episode like they have like 2 or 3 episode arcs.
I like that.
So kind of just like you can watch 2 or 3 episodes and then just take a if you need to take a break or whatever.
Yeah,
it's nice and easy. I fucking love this show, dude.
All right, Wonder
talk
Egg.
more. If there's music on here, I could probably talk about more about the music from there.
I think it is nominated for music,
and I'm not sure about the animation of Wonder Egg, but
I mean, as I said, I only saw episode 1, and you know the classic rule: episode 1 of anime is always going to look good, unless if it doesn't look good, run. If first episode of anime does not look good, run because the rest of the show is going to look like diarrhea dog shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, episode 1 looked really good. It had a great visual aesthetic. I really love the character designs.
But it's like animation.
It's not really an animation.
Yeah, you have to give animation.
So I would definitely to choose one. It's hard because I've only seen 2 episodes of VV, so I can't. I feel like I can't, in good conscience, give it to VV.
That is my pick. I think it's just like just Studio Wig going ham, and
they do go ham.
And
they certainly
like I said,
do.
if you just want to watch that fight that's nominated for under fight scene, that will give you like how the animation is. Like, it is kind of spoilery.
The one thing I do want to say that I wasn't a huge fan of VV is the cold open, where they have like
it says the future stuff.
Yeah, so spoilers for literally the first second of the show.
It's literally the hook of the show.
Yeah, it's all the robots, all the AI like start rebelling.
It's the Terminator stuff.
I found that to be a little silly. I thought it was like whenever there's like big gory death in anime, I feel like it's very easy to look silly.
I kind of love that because it just like a lot of the robots just fucking being blunt and just driving or like hitting someone. It's like I just kind of like that.
I don't know. It hit the same like
it's
part
like,
of my brain that like Elfen Lied and like Future Diary live in.
I'm just like, if AI was gonna go crazy, this is like probably what like you wouldn't be safe from anything.
It's true. I don't know. That it was just funny that like the balls. There's like little balls that film you.
The cameras, yeah.
And it just like rammed itself full speed into a girl's face. It was funny. It just felt like what's the word? It's like campy. It gave a campy vibe where I feel like the rest of the show is definitely wants me to take it more seriously than that.
Yeah, I kind of get that, but I want Vivi to win, but I think Demon Slayer is gonna win, and the movie's gonna win.
Oh, I keep forgetting it's like a movie. I'm gonna say Jujutsu Kaisen wins, and I'm gonna go. Oh, do I want to go Jujutsu Kaisen? It's for me. I can only, in good conscience, vote for Kobayashi or Kaisen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Kaisen just because I was so blown away by the Maki versus Miwa fight. Literally, like I think about some of the fucking animation cuts in that all the time. Even like the lesser fights were cool. Like the Mai versus Maki?
Yeah.
Even that had like some pretty cool cuts in it. Like
that
was probably the worst one of the season.
I don't know.
The Edward Elric guy was worse.
Every Elric guy. They had Panda fight.
The Panda fight looked really good though.
It looked good, and it had the character stuff was probably good in that.
The character stuff was better, but the animation I thought was pretty good. All right, we don't need to. That's my pick, and that's my prediction pick.
Yeah. The incel Elric fight was like wasn't even a fight because he saw the old man have to use his power and then he ran off.
It's true. Incedward Elric. Wait, that didn't work. Incelward, no, whatever.
Incelric.
All right, I'll go next. We have best character.
Edward Incelric.
Wait, did I do best animation?
We did. Yeah, we just did that. We were in character design.
No, did I do it or you did?
I did.
Okay. Best character design.
First off, this category, I hate. It should be best original anime design. It shouldn't just be because you take a manga design is not fair.
True.
Unless you're doing something drastically different, like maybe Attack on Titan. It's so different from the art style.
Yeah. So speaking of which, first off, we have Jujutsu Kaisen. Mm-hmm. So that is like these characters
based
are
off a manga.
Explicitly based off of like
when JoJo was like part 5, I think was nominated, which wasn't fair.
Yeah, that. I just think it's weird. I think Part 5 won.
Probably.
I think it won.
Good JoJo fans?
Probably. So we have, sorry, let me read the name in case he ever listens to this and he wants to hear his name said by me.
Sorry.
So we have Tadashi Hiramatsu.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for JJK. We have Baku Kinoshita and Hiromi Nakayama for Odd Taxi.
I think that's the anime original, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Ranking of Kings is also anime original. We have Atsuko Nozaki.
Mm-hmm.
Skate the Infinity.
I'm not sure if it may be original.
It may be. We have Machinori Chiba, and then we have Vivi. So this is Ion Draw Flat Studio, and Yuichi Takahashi. And then we have Wonder Egg Priority, who is drawn by Saki Takahashi.
So far, I think Jujutsu Kaisen might be... I'm not sure if Skate the Infinity is based off a manga, but I know for Jujutsu Kaisen might be the only one that's actually like a manga, which I don't want to give that one... I don't like to, acknowledge the...
I feel you. I just wouldn't give it to it, period, because I think Jujutsu Kaisen has like pretty bad character design.
Other than Maki and Mai and...
and Todo.
and Todo.
But yeah, I think Yuji is like a dork. Like Yuji looks lame. Gojo, I think, is lame.
Right? Like Panda's transformation designs are good. I like his like.
Well, we've yet to see.
Yeah, I want to see what
the timid sister.
Oh,
there's stupid hooks like that.
Even
just
the
give me
mecha,
so much.
like the mech guy. I think Mekamaru was. I liked his look. I liked the.
He's like a wooden mech man.
Was it Mimi or Momo? She's like the witch
Momo,
girl.
Yeah.
I think I liked her, but like he's like taking like the Ghibli witch girl, but like making her a bitch, like a mean girl. Is really.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna give it to them. I want to talk about like Odd Taxi. I love the animal designs. Like I remember the alpaca girl. I mean, the alpaca or llama girl, which has the palm neck.
Yeah.
I love the look of those so much.
It's really nice. I as I said, like I really love a show. I really love an anime that steps out of the standard design.
Yeah, it's like we can do B-stars, but like make it like a more, I guess, like
make them less hot.
Make them less hot, but it's like they look like it's like a friendlier kid show, but keep it like mature. Like trying to say
yeah, it really kind of rides that. It rides that like tightrope.
Like we can use the walrus as like a show stand-in for like an older man because it's a very old looking animal.
Yeah, exactly.
And Reign of Kings, every character kind of had that style of what the main character looks like a cinnamon roll looking character, or like
yes, well, I wouldn't say they're the same looking, but every character looks very like non-traditional.
Okay,
it looks very much like it looks like a very old anime actually.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the way that it does like kind of unappealing character designs. I want to just show you a few, actually, if I can.
Yeah.
I love the queen, Hilling. She has a big
show
pointy
me the
nose.
Queen. I think you showed me. She looks like the one that looks like Annie.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, but you showed me her already.
I do love a queen.
She kind of looks like kind of like a One Piece character. Kind of like looks like that too.
Yeah, that's why I get like a One Piece vibe from the show because the character designs and also proportions are just really wild.
Yeah, Jim is pointy nose typing.
Oh, they just show me Bochi. I just keep seeing Bochi.
It's fine.
So there's like a little Joffrey Baratheon sort of character.
Of course.
He's like the younger brother to Bochi, so he's like the second in line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just showing you a few. Like they look very non-standard for anime. They really it does look like
he looks like a kid version of like one of those like a chibi Attack on Titan shows.
Oh, here's a character poster or here's like an anime poster. So you can just see like all the characters. Like
yeah, I like very like Cartoon Network kind of show too.
That's funny.
That poster, like someone trying to like do the style of that.
I really love this one dude, the guy with like the frown. He's like the king of the underworld.
He looks like this Cuphead character.
It's just really it's very charming. It's really cool to see like such a different art style. Also, this is speaking of Vivi. You're talking so much about Vivi.
I'm sorry. I was trying to look at Skate the Infinity like it's like a manga or anime first. The first result is Skate the Infinity is Skate the Infinity gay?
That's really funny. But so okay, as I was saying, so we're talking so much about Studio Wit. Studio Wit also did Ranking of Kings.
Yes.
And the animation in that is also really incredible. Like the character animation is very nice because the models are like the character designs are really simple, so they do a lot with them. But like it does reach like when there are like fights in it, you're like, whoa.
Yeah,
it's really cool to see characters move like that.
Skate the Infinity is anime original, so only Jujutsu Kaisen is I think the only not anime original.
That's interesting. I don't care anymore.
I know. I'm just saying.
No, I'm kidding.
I kind of do like the visual style of Skate the Infinity, but character designs are at least like better.
It's really funny because
it's better than Tokyo Revengers.
I always listen to like people that do rundowns of like every new show in a season, and I remember hearing people talk about Skate the Infinity, and like for some reason it just stuck in my brain. I don't know why.
It's anime rocket power.
I hate it. All right, did we talk about
Jim? We can bring back Neon Cast. They have a kind of cat-like skater girl.
Oh my god, they do. The Neon Cast is coming back. You heard it here first, folks.
But
all right.
but
Let's keep going. So wait, we have Vivi.
Okay.
I don't really have any opinions about Escaping Infinity.
So,
they're a little too over designed for my take.
Okay, well, I think they kind of has to be, at least for Vivi's design. Okay, the thing about Vivi's design.
I was talking about Escaping Infinity.
Okay, Escaping Infinity. Okay, whatever. The rocket power. It has designs all over the place. It's more interesting than Tokyo Revengers, though. But Vivi is. I don't think a lot of the character designs are too crazy for the most part. Like, it's more so the design of like the act of like Vivi and like some of the other robots you meet of like. Because Vivi has these outfits that she goes on that look fucking great. I just like, it's like a favorite outfit is like Vivi wearing like has her hair. It looks so fucking design of her.
I have to say, I really dislike her little dress that she wears at the amusement park.
Trust me, I do too. Okay. But every outfit she has afterwards is like fire. But there's other characters like they have like other robots. Their designs are like very like kind of you could all they're gonna be like they're idol robots or like other robots like in like certain fields you'll meet and like you put the kind of standard, but it's mostly the faces, the visual designs of like the faces and everything. Mm-hmm. And that's
one thing I liked,
the selling point.
One thing I liked about Vivi that was kind of creepy was how like the non like humanoid androids look.
Yes,
they have like a creepy sort of like it's like when you're trying to avoid the uncanny valley, but you actually hit it.
Yeah,
like they look very creepy. They're basically like bald and like featureless, but they're
mannequins.
Yeah, they're like creepier
robotic mannequins essentially. And another thing with Matsumoto, who is the little bear. Like he has some designs, like I think minor like design choices that like they do with, and it's such a very fun. It's like I love the visuals of it that you'll see later on. But and then Wonder Egg we talked a lot about already.
Yeah, Wonder Egg I think it has fine character designs. I mean they're certainly memorable.
Yes.
I really like the level of detail they display.
Yeah. I want Vivi to win. I will just keep saying that, but I think Odd Taxi will win.
I think Odd Taxi will win. And
I won't be upset about that either.
Yeah, I'll be fine with that. And I would like Ranking of Kings to win because I really love that they're doing such a different style. It feels very like nostalgic to like a time for anime that I was not alive for.
Yeah.
But it feels like a real throwback in like a real fun way, like a real original and fun way.
Okay.
Also, I love Hilling. I love her pointy nose. It's so cute.
So next up, we have Best Score.
Oh my god, 86.
Yeah, first nominee
86ers.
86ers. We have Demon Slayer, the train arc. We have Megalobox 2, Odd Taxi, Vivi, and Wonder Egg. So
I officially have no opinion for this.
Fuck 86ers.
Yeah, fuck 86ers.
So, I mean, the music was very good inside the first season of Demon Slayer, so I'm assuming it's probably just as good.
Okay, I'm trying to remember. It wasn't Yuji it wasn't, what's her face? My favorite anime composer. She did the ED, though, I believe.
Probably.
Hold on, I'll look it up really quick.
The ending of episode 19 that made many people cry and make amazing YouTube thumbnails of them crying.
ED1
because
Slayer.
Because I will talk to more extent about the fucking score of Vivi. Because the score is very important to that fucking show. Like,
yeah, it's funny. Like, so I've only seen the first two. I keep saying that, but it's interesting how they go out of their way to not show you Vivi sing. They always show like the very end of her performance. Like, they're clearly saving that. Like, that's like a thing that they don't want you to see yet. It's like going to be a big moment when we actually see her
singing stuff is very
sing.
important in Vivi. But should I just talk about Vivi now then?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So yeah. Honestly, like it is a song about in like robot idol essentially or robot singer, and music's a very important theme to the show. Like it's so heavily important. Like I cannot even explain to you about like the power of song and like her mission of singing from But the real purpose of saying, I try to without trying to like word this so Jim doesn't get like, cause, yeah, music is so heavily important. Like even there is an OP in ED that are in the show that are also heavily important and like kind of like tie into the show, like as well. Like and like the music also has those like Attack on Titan like don't lose your way moments, like I said earlier, where like it does like fits in perfectly. But yeah, that when you actually have the performances of her and like the way it blends in the show and like you can see how it connects with like the OP and the ED in there as well. It's like everything pays off with the music and it's fucking great.
We love to see it.
And they do some really good stuff, like even some creepy stuff with the music as well. So I want to talk about it more, Jim. You son of a bitch.
Maybe when I watch it, we can do a little podcast.
I want to, but
when I watch it in 4 months.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you watch it more.
So actually, I looked it up really quick, and I'm an idiot because it literally says it right under Demon Slayer. But Yuki Kajira does do the Demon Slayer music with Go Shinai. Apparently, so what I looked up, apparently she only did like 1 or 2 songs. I guess she only did like 1 or 2 arrangements for it. But Yuki Kajira is like my favorite anime composer. So I'm gonna spoilers. I'm gonna pick the Demon Slayer one because I like her.
I say if anything like the first season is probably very good. Megalobox, if it's anything like the first season, probably very good because it's great. That soundtrack of the first season was very good.
I just remember the OP really.
I had some of the soundtrack on Spotify, so
I'm really bad when it comes to remembering soundtracks. Like even more so than remembering like plotline soundtracks. The first thing to go from my head.
It can't be Gurren Lagann or like Kill la Kill. So
true, it's true.
Like
how
iconic are like half the Kill la Kill soundtrack.
It's true. the with Yuki Kajira though, like I really love her music. She did like Madoka.
Hey man, when we get to Fully Cooley, you're gonna get all that Pillow soundtrack, man. You're gonna have all that great OST going.
It's true. But yeah, all right. Are we gonna do?
Yeah, 86ers wins. No, I think Vivi should win. I think it deserves to win this. It's like the show about music and like does it so well, and like. But I know that is not going to win because people don't have taste and are going to vote for Demon Slayer.
It's true. I'm going to choose Demon Slayer to win, and I want it to win because Yuki Kajira is my wife.
All right. So we're on Best Japanese Performance. This is probably the only one we'll probably talk about, more so than the English performance.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, okay, we have Ayane Sakura, who plays Gabby Braun, my favorite Attack on Titan character. We have
best antagonist, Gabby Braun.
We have Yuki Kaji, who plays Eren Yeager, also from Attack on Titan. We have Kiyoshi Kobayashi, who plays Daisuke Jingen in Lupin the Third Part 6. I am just blindsided that there's a new Lupin, I guess.
There's always a new Lupin.
It's just funny to me, like, that it wasn't even anywhere else.
I know.
We have Natsuki
Hane
for Odd Taxi. He voices the titular Odd Taxi.
Mr. Odd Taxi himself.
We have Aoi Yuki, who is Kumiko, the spider from the Spider Show.
Spider Kisekai.
Spider Sakai. And then we have Kanata Aikawa, who's Ai Ohoto from Wonder Egg Party.
I honestly think that Miyamoto from Miyamoto. Whatever, from Vivi should be on here because he like I said, he is just like Japanese Wheatley from Portal 2, but the way he has to speak and the speed is
he's so fast. It's like I was getting like Tatami Galaxy flashbacks about how quick the fucking subtitles are going.
But even like later on, like with some of his performance, it's just like he should have been on here more than like probably like Lupin.
Yeah, I don't really have too much context for Lupin. I've only seen. I think the Miyazaki movie.
Yeah, we watched that
one. Lupin I've seen. I would like to watch more Lupin. I know about the Lupin stands out there. They fucking love their Lupin.
This is not the CG one, so.
The CG one looked great, though.
Yeah.
I would love to watch that.
Yeah, there's like a fucking whole like Lupin lore.
Also, the one that I really want to watch is there's a spin-off called The Woman Named Fujiko Mine, about the character Fujiko Mine, who's like she's like the sexy girl.
Yeah, she's the femme fatale of the group, yeah.
Heard that one's great. The art style looks really cool. I'll check it out. All right, so for me,
you want to say anything about Gabby's performance or Eren's performance?
I do. I think so. Obviously, like Gabby's my favorite character of Attack on Titan. The character is very fun, and I think the voice actress that portrays her does a really good job. Gabby has some incredible moments. Her whole thing is like if you're unfamiliar, she's basically indoctrinated and is slowly coming to realize that she's deeply indoctrinated into like a very racist ideology. And her like denial of it and then like slow acceptance is like very powerful, and it's very compelling to me. And I think the voice actress does a great job. Gabby has a lot of really fun moments. Gabby's a very like funny character. Like what she does with like Sasha is like really funny. Sam just gave me a look. What she does.
It was really funny when she bragged about killing, Sasha in front of like everybody that was important to.
But she really does have like these comedic moments. Like she's like a very snarky, very sassy, very self-confident character. So having this like big range with her and having these moments where she's like losing her mind, like saying like, no, these people are evil. Like, no, we are the good ones. Like we're the good devils. These are the bad devils. Like, it's really great. I love Gabby.
Well, we also had Aaron's voice actor who had to like kind of try to change his voice a little bit to not sound like Aaron, which I was like, my first bite, I was like, I think that's Aaron. Cause I could hear like his voice slip up a little bit, I guess, but like
it's really hard for me to choose actually. So Aaron has had some of my favorite scenes,
especially like him and Reiner sit down is one of my fucking favorite fucking parts.
That part is great. Also, him sitting down, he's great at sitting down in this season. Him sitting down with Mikasa and Armin is like that scene is incredible.
And the scene like on the blimp where he like asks about Sasha is like amazing. Like.
Yeah, he's a great voice actor, Yuki Kaji. Also, I just think about
what you've seen from the season 3, like the 3 seasons before, and like how he is now is like incredible. The change.
I was actually just talking to a friend about the one scene I always think about with like the voice acting of Attack on Titan, because like lately, like Attack on Titans, everyone's been talking about it because there's been like incredible voice acting performances from like a bunch of actors,
Dio's voice actor,
etc. But in season 2, there's this moment where Eren basically like loses everything and he's like, fuck this. He starts like manically crying and laughing. The scene is the scene looks great, but it's sold so much with the voice acting.
Even the scene in season 3 where like he like the rooftop decision essentially where he's like losing it.
Oh, that part's so good. Yes. Like this such a character, this like voice actor is so perfect for this
and
character.
Now he's playing like this like just it's like you don't know what he's going to do next kind of guy, and like
it's jarring because Eren was such an emotional character, and now he's so closed off. It's like he's seen shit that has like changed him fundamentally.
Yes,
which is also a great performance,
especially with someone that you think he's going to just kill right here and now.
Yeah, I think there's something that I think a lot of people you have to like fight against it, because like it's very easy to point at like a scene where an actor's yelling and screaming and being like, that's great acting, but the range that like Gabby shows, I think, with like Gabby's voice actor, same with like Eren, like the fact that he has these big blow up moments, but this whole season was him being very cool, calculated, having like those tiny little moments where he's surprised about like Sasha.
It's funny, we don't really know the live of Japanese voice actors nearly as much I think we do. Like it's hard like this like kind of Suba where we like kind of like acknowledge how good the voice actors really are.
But, yeah, it's very difficult too. Like it's something that like actually with Attack on Titan, I think it's a good series to like pay attention to, because the performances are so crazy. Like Hanji is always giving like a crazy performance. That voice actor,
but not even just
really
going crazy. It's just like also just can go from crazy to serious moments to just like doesn't not just a one track character kind of going.
I think a lot of it too is the direction. Like obviously the new seasons are not directed by the guy, what's his name, Araki, Tetsuo Araki, who did Death Note. But that guy is just incredible at directing and like brings out amazing performances from his crew.
He has experience with Death Note, which was all sold around voice acting and like
it's all about the internal dialogue or monologue that Light is having with himself.
Yeah.
I just remember the one episode, I think I mentioned this before, but there's one episode where he's like walking and he's like, is that guy following me? I think he's following me. And he's like has this whole fucking mental freak out about it.
The one scene with like, it's like Levi walking by Eren? There was like one scene where like someone's walking by Levi and it's just like an enemy thing and just like, it's like the most epic like step encounter. It may have been a fight by Levi and
Erwin,
Erwin,
in the OVA,
where it's just like very like intense for no reason.
It was very intense for no reason. Yeah,
I guess the only other voice actor I want to talk about is Yuki from so I'm a Spider, So What, because she is like carries everything in that show. Even when they mentioned the ED, where like she just has to like manically like have to do these internal monologues or talking to herself, and it's like very rapidly because she has to like just talk fast.
Like, when it's a show like, and we know there's other supporting characters, like there's her whole class is also characters, but they're so much more minor than her. Yeah, she gets so much more attention. It really like the whole premise of the show is sold on like the fact that her performance is extremely important. Yeah,
but I think shout out to her because she like just goes ham for it, even though the show does not really look that good.
We should look better.
Yeah,
I would have watched it if it looked better.
Yeah, that's what I really say about everything else. Like, yeah, that's all I can say. I think Aaron should win, and I think he will win.
Aaron, I want Gabby to win, but I think Aaron will win.
I think the Gabby hate squad is too big for her to win.
I think I want Gabby to win. I feel like
Jim would be like Gabby gang nonstop when she doesn't win.
I am Gabby gang. All right.
So
now the dreaded category.
Where's that one the witch hunters, the witchcrafter show where it's like the horrible British voice actors?
What was it called?
Hellbreaker? I don't fucking...
Hell Angels?
Hellbreakers, Hell Angels?
Death Angels?
Witch Angels?
Witch
Maybe
Angels?
Witch Angels. This show is horrible.
Yeah, really bad. Thankfully not animated. Or not
animated.
Not animated. Thankfully not nominated
Thank
for
God.
the Crunchyroll Anime Awards.
So, yeah. The English voice performance, you can just get someone out of the way quick.
I honestly don't want to choose one because I have not seen any.
We did this before. Did you do the last category?
Yes, I did.
Fine. Got Brittany Cox, who played Fina in Fina the Pirate Princess. Laura Bailey voicing Toru Honda in Fruits Baskets. Excuse me, that's a burp. This category deserves a burp. Adam MacArthur, who played Yuji in Jujutsu Kaisen. Adam Wald, who did Adam in Skate the Infinity. Matt Shipman.
You said David Wald. You said Adam Wald.
Oh, fuck. I see. Because the character's name is Adam. Whatever. Matt Shipman, he played Ricky in Skate the Infinity. And then Anaris Quinones, who played Rika in Wonder Egg Priority. So because I fucked up his name, I think David Wald should win. And I think...
As a recompense.
I think Laura Bailey will win because she's probably the only voice actor I recognize.
I want Laura Bailey to win because she's the only voice actor I recognize. Also, she's kind of a legend.
Yeah.
She's kind of like a legend.
She's a femshep. No, that's Jennifer Hale, right?
That's Jennifer Hale.
Okay.
Laura Bailey is part of Critical Role, though.
That's okay.
Which goes,
I never watched.
Yeah, I've seen a bit of, but
people overly obsessed.
I can't get into it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're almost done.
Yeah. We watched OP and ED already.
No, we're not.
You did OP. Okay, we have like a couple, but these are a lot of stuff we probably already touched upon. Let me just do the next category because I didn't really get to.
Yeah.
So we do Best Action. We got Attack on Titan, Part 1, final season. The Mugen Train movie from Demon Slayer.
It's just a movie.
Jujutsu Kaisen Core 2. You know what movie. Oh, thank God. SSSS Dainzaman, Vivi, and Wonder Egg. So we talked about a lot about stuff for action.
Best action.
But I get to talk about Dainzaman because I fucking love this series. This is part of the Gridman series. This is the second part of like the Gridman universe. There's going to be a third part. Well, okay.
I would say I would argue that.
Well, I meant the animated one.
Yeah.
Because they do this season is the second part of like the animated one by Trigger and Sunrise. And the animation, the CG looks fucking great in this. It's very inspired by Toku show from the 90s and actually incorporate storylines from this 90s show into here, which people can touch upon.
That's really funny.
And the action is very good, but the thing is there's a Gridman did too, where like there is the action, there is a kind of the standard monster of the week kind of stuff, but there's like this drama stuff in there, and the drama stuff is the character drama is awesome. I love it. I feel this is I love the drama stuff more than the action, even though the action has some nice little touches. And even the character designs are so good. I should have been nominated for character designs over Jujutsu Kaisen. Because whoever did the design loves character anime girl thighs. He just tried the thickest thighs. But yeah, this season does some really fun character stuff. This guy, it basically had this dude and his classmate, this girl classmate, and they nailed the awkward conversation with a girl you're trying to start a conversation with, but she's very cold about it. And you had this minor really awkward conversation. She's like, "Are you eating a churro?" She's like, "Yeah." It's this awkward silence. Is it good? She's like, "Yeah." And that's the end. But it had that awkward silence. This is too real of trying to start the conversation up with someone. But okay, also the act. I'm gonna tell you guys it's nominated for the acting, but I think
action.
I should be nominated for drama also because the character stuff is awesome. I loved it. But like I said, it's all based on a lot of monsters from Gridman series and Ultraman stuff, a lot of Toku knowledge. And so basically, the bad guys summon monsters. They basically do the what's it called? That's the Vulcan
what is that called?
But they do that. They put it in front of their eye and they say instant domination, which control the monsters that show up. And the one monster, they had to get two of them to do it because the suit actor required two people to use it. So that's why they had to have two of the villains to control it.
That's funny.
It's a really nice touch. But yeah, the action is very good and pretty, and this is one thing, because like you know how
Live long and prosper. Sorry.
Yeah, live long and prosper. But no, because it does like it does that thing where like when you're about to beat the bad guy and the OP plays, and it does the thing where it cuts to like someone like outside of like right outside like the cockpit of like one of their suits, and you can hear the OP's playing from the outside, and so it's like one of the first things where he acknowledges that it's canonically playing the OP in their cockpit when they're winning like that.
That's really funny.
It's really funny.
I love diegetic music.
But I recommend the Gridman, and then this one. This is definitely my favorite one out of the two so far, and the third one's coming. I think maybe this year. And it's gonna be like I guess like maybe a team up one, like
it's gonna be called SSS
Into the Gridman verse.
Gridman.
But yeah, I highly recommend it. I guess this is like no one really like I guess.
It's one of like it's a franchise that when it became an anime, it kind of just didn't explode. I guess like you would expect an anime series to.
I said the drama episode, because like there's like an episode in like the first Gridman series, like episode like 6 or 9, where it's just like. It goes off the walls, and it's so fucking awesome episode. And this one does like have a great like drama episode that's like that. And like, oh man, I just wish more people watch this. And like, I highly recommend it. Watch Gridman, watch Diamond. They're awesome. But I know it's not gonna win because no one like.
Why is it called Daizuma? Is that the name?
That's
of the
just the mech. Yeah, so the mech called in the season. Like Gridman is like the season, the first one. There's some crossover, and from the first season into the second season. Some acknowledges and everything. It makes you curious of what they're gonna go through in the third season. Like, oh man, it's a great trigger show. It's better than Darling in the Franxx. It's a better franchise.
Well, that's
and then Vivi already talked a lot about. I don't need to talk about the animation more.
Wonder Egg, we have nothing to say about.
It's a hard choice to pick between. But yeah, I think Vivi's better for action. But Dynamite, I really wanted to win because I wanted to get something. It deserves more nominations on here.
Yeah,
but I don't think Attack on Titan should get it. I think Jujutsu Kaisen's probably gonna win. I won't be upset if it wins though.
I think so. I want JJK to win. I think it will win. Yeah. Just because we've talked about how it's to me it represents the platonic ideal of like an action shonen.
Yes.
And that's all I can really say. Like it's just great.
I think Vivi should win, but yeah, I think Jujutsu Kaisen or maybe the Demon Slayer movie will probably steal it. So
all right.
Oh god.
Best comment. So I've been waiting to talk about Nagatoro whole fucking time.
I don't want to talk about Nagatoro. I hate it.
So, best anime comedy.
We watched at least an episode of all of these except for one of them.
Oh, we did. Oh, we can talk about all these
except for one.
I'm so happy that we have more stuff to talk about.
We did not watch Life Lesson because that wasn't on. I think that was on Crunchyroll.
I don't think we looked. All right.
Probably not.
You have Don't Toy With Me, Miss
Boo!
Nagatoro.
Boo! All my homies hate Nagatori.
We have Heaven's Design Team. Komi Can't Communicate.
Yay!
Life Lessons with Urumichi Oai-san. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S. And Odd Taxi. Wait, we're in comedy?
Odd Taxi is nominated for like drama and comedy.
Also, Kobayashi, like, is that a comedy?
Yeah. It is. There's a lot more comedy gags than there are like this. There's a mixture of comedy and serious. First season was like that too. A good mixture of like serious character stuff and then like the comedies of like Fafnir.
That's true. I guess it is. It just feels weird to like label a thing as a comedy. Also,
and
Komi,
like
I guess Komi's a comedy. Yeah, I guess these are comedies.
Komi is a comedy. There's some really funny things like when Komi's about to talk, they had like the boom mic show up.
Yeah. Okay. I really do.
In the background gags.
It keeps bringing me up.
All right, let's start from the top.
Okay, Nagatoro.
Fuck this show.
So this was so funny. So I have a friend of the show, Tectonic Improv. He does a podcast on Nagatoro.
Why? Why would you do that to yourself?
Because he loves it.
You're crazy. Fucking.
He's a big fan of it.
Is he a fetish for the girl style or like the bully style or both?
I think okay, so that's like the elephant in the room. I think the reason why people like this show is because they have the fetish. Like they have the bullying fetish. That is why they enjoy this show. As far as I know, so I sat down and watched episode 1 with you because I was curious. I'd never seen it. So I found the show to be kind of annoying.
It's very annoying. It's like not like I don't.
You literally just like have to like this fetish.
I'm like I'm sorry. I had moments in school where I was bullied and I did not like it. So why would I want to watch a show about someone being bullied and being forced to piss themselves? I don't like that.
But Sam,
no, fuck.
She is a cute girl.
Fuck her. She's a horrible person. She doesn't deserve anything. Like fuck. Like people, it's like people made art of just like this guy telling her off. It's like a literal like movement of people making fan art of like him like getting balls.
It's really funny because I know there was kind of a little bit of a snafu, or like a little bit of a to-do about the translation of the name, because I guess fan translators have translated it to "don't bully me," but I've also heard it be like "don't tease me." Also, for the official
the word bully is probably also just like we probably shouldn't put that in our title.
Yeah, they chose "don't toy with me" for that reason. But like, it is pretty like, she puts him in like pretty compromising situations.
It's fucked up, man. It just made me uncomfortable to watch it.
It was really funny watching you watch it because you hate it. I was like, whatever. This is like a fetish anime for people. But so as far as like this and Komi, I really want to. We're gonna skip Heaven's Design for a second.
It has this thing where every like moment where it's like you think she can like maybe lighten up, is just like negated with her like, haha, you believe that, like fuck you.
Yes. So
go piss yourself, you little piss baby.
All right, I want to move. I want to skip Heaven's Design team for a second. I want to talk about Komi.
Okay.
So
the better, the higher on the spectrum, the angel on the shoulder, and versus
the higher on the spectrum is what you said.
There's a spectrum of this kind of show where you have the good like wholesome shit like Komi, and then degenerate like fetish shit like Nagatoro.
It is kind of true. So I think they're really good points of comparison because they kind of are the same thing. Like, our main character is kind of a normal, like, keeps his head down kind of a nerd. Like, he's not really a nerd in Komi, but he basically is.
He's like a nobody.
He's a nobody. And
in a school full of Danganronpa like students, he's like the ultimate lucky student, essentially.
Basically. But we have these like kind of similar setups where it's like a guy trying to get with a girl, and the girl has like a weird quirk. Nagatoro's whole thing is that she's like bullying him and like belittling him.
And every time she tries to be be flirtatious, he gets like comes in his pants, and it's just like she laughs at him.
Yeah, and like,
but Komi, like, he didn't come off as like, I'm gonna try and date her. He's like, I'm going to help you get friends. I'm gonna be your first friend. Like, it like comes off as very like wholesome more than like creepy.
It's much easier to like Komi, I think, than it is Nagatoro.
Yes.
If you're kind of like a degenerate, I think you might like Nagatoro more.
couldn't talk. It'd be so much better.
It's really funny because, as I said before, like, I read a bit of Komi, and it was immensely popular online. I remember seeing so many people talking about it. So I just assumed that it was like a degenerate thing because like that's how people be. Like, the big things attract the degenerates. But no, it kind of is wholesome. Like. And so the direction that both of these shows kind of take is they expand the cast because you need to. And
they gain faces.
Yeah, and what I think is interesting is like in Nagatoro, they are like the group of bullies that also bullies the main character.
Hate it.
So you're already beginning with like people like assholes. So, but yeah, I just think it's funny point of comparison.
It's full
with
of
these
assholes.
Two.
I mean,
Whereas I really want to see more of the Komi cast because they're all these like weird eccentrics.
Yeah, we learned they're all like fucking weirdos and they're all Danganronpa characters.
Yeah, what really worked for me, I think, was how Komi's humor was a lot more surreal, and it was
we
really.
We fucking saw Aegis and Yukari in the background of a scene.
They really weren't afraid to just go wild. Like I think you mentioned it already, but there's one joke where like Komi's like about to talk in class, and like everyone is looking at her. Like there's like hundreds of kids in this classroom. A guy has like a boom mic up to her face. Like those little sight gags were really good, and they were so snappy. There's so many of them.
Or like you're trying to introduce herself, and she's like rushes to the board to write her name, and everybody just thinks like the coolest. Like we said, she's like the king engine.
Yeah,
it's so good.
And just like the presentation too of Komi was a lot more intriguing and engaging to me than Nagatoro, which was like, oh, it's just like a high school anime, like whatever. The girls don't have faces because they're NPCs. Like, I don't know. Nagatoro didn't really.
Where this one's like, we saw the character. They're gonna be NPCs until they become her friend, or they become the arc character, or like the episode character.
Yeah.
So
Nagatoro also has the funny sus line. She does say sus.
I think that was just a weird like translator being like an epic meme lord.
It was a translator, but they also kept it in the dub. There's a dub that just dropped for Nagatoro.
Oh yeah, because there are a bunch of fucking racist assholes.
There were a lot of racist assholes.
Fuck those people. Like, I don't like the show, but fuck those people who fucking BM of voice actors. Like, give some fucking balls. You deserve to be bullied by Nagatoro.
No, they would love that though. No. They would love it. They deserve to not be bullied.
Be bullied by her, and then they would like fucking.
They deserve to be stuck with Komi.
No,
because they'd hate it.
No, they deserve to be in the Tokyo Revengers universe. Or the 86ers.
Date middle school.
No, they're a combination of Tokyo Revengers and 86ers, like, in that universe. So, Heaven's Design Team.
Oh, yeah.
Watch an episode of this. It's
legitimately kind of funny.
It's a good, fun show about, like, creation of animals and, like, little gags about, like, and everything. The character designs are kind of wank. are like jank, I guess.
Kind of wank, I would say so.
Half of them are good, half of them are bad.
Because I feel like nobody knows what the show is. Basically, it's like
angels.
There's a few angels that are like the overseers, but it's like a bunch of gods or like godlings that basically
they're all named
after
like, planets.
Yeah, every character's named after like a planet, and
they all specialize in like a specific kind of animal.
Supposedly, it was pretty unclear, but their whole thing is like they get a commission, so they're like, please make a horse that can eat trees or that can eat leaves that are really high up. So then they're like, all right, so
we made a deer.
Let's get a deer and make its neck really long, and then they put it to a designer, and a designer makes it, and she's like, all right, well, I made this deer, but its neck is too big and the blood can't reach its heart, so it just faints immediately. So it's very funny because they're kind of reverse engineering like a giraffe. That's like the joke in the first episode. Like they're reverse engineering real animals,
and like they'll have like these like between episodes like things about the real animal and everything, about like anteaters and everything. It's nice, it's like a little informative show that you put on like in the background. Very
Kimono Friends, where you have these little like interstitials that like. I don't know if you. Yeah, I know you didn't watch Kimono Friends.
I watched one episode of Kimono Friends from. Remember it was a Kimono Friends episode of like what was the last period?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, last period did do a.
Fucking love that show.
Kimono Friends episode.
That show is great.
But so like the little like commercial, what do they call that? Eye catch during like the eye catch between commercials of Kimono Friends, they would just like interview a random. Like Japanese zookeeper about like an animal, and like sometimes the mic quality was horrible. Like it sounds like they called them on like a cell phone and like recorded the cell phone.
It's like the in Comedy Bang Bang, the Victor and Tiny podcast, where it's just like screeches go off and they won't really care or notice.
Yeah, but it was very charming because it's like, oh, these are like real zookeepers that are talking about
That's
like
so funny.
Whatever gazelle.
It's like a kid show, like a kid show on Nickelodeon where they'll just cut like them like interviewing someone.
And Kimono Friends is certainly a kid's show. Like, let's be real. Big love to Kimono Friends.
It's a good, I think it's a good informative little show, probably for kids, even though, probably for kids.
Some of the character designs were a little too horny, though.
Some of them were. There's a very, the one, like, very feminine looking guy.
It was kind of like a cross-dress thing. It was like a guy doing like a sort of stereotypical like
the Japanese version of the one character from Series of Unfortunate Events.
Wait.
The one henchman that's like half and half essentially.
Yeah.
At least in the book it was labeled like that.
Well, yeah, in this it's more just like a sort of kind of tasteless, like traditional, like how like a Japanese, like if you've seen like anime do cross-dressing, it's kind of like that. It's like a man dressing like very femme, but then just doing like a really bad voice. Like it's not a very flattering,
stereotypical voice you would think coming from a character design like that.
Yeah, it's not a very flattering thing to see in 2022.
Nah.
Like I would avoid that if I were making an anime.
There's also Life Lessons, which we didn't get to watch, so I have no idea.
I'm sure it's fucking funny as hell.
Kobayashi is great.
I love it.
A lot more serious stuff in this season, though. But there were some good gags, like Elma trying to get like a union essentially for her visit and never coming through.
It's just funny because like when thinking about Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, I don't think of it as like a humor. Like the humor isn't what draws me. It's like the aesthetic and the atmosphere.
It was like Elma takes the kids camping.
That episode was great. I really love that one. That was the only good episode with Shoto too.
Yeah,
they actually gave him a character
because he's not stuck with like
a Lukua. Yeah.
But Odd Taxi, which I don't think I feel like it's not really for comedy. I would feel more of like a drama or a character drama.
It seemed like it took itself pretty seriously.
Yeah,
I mean, not that like comedies can't take themselves
seriously. Maybe some like comedy patrons, but yeah. So I think Comey should win. I think it will win.
I feel like I found Comey more charming than I found it funny. But I think I find Dragon Maid funnier than Comey. I'm going to go Dragon Maid.
Okay.
But I think Nagatoro will win. That's my dark horse. I think Nagatoro is a dark horse here.
It better not. I'll give up on the anime community as a whole. I blame Gaiguk. So, for Best Drama, we have...
86ers.
Yes. Thank you for ruining it as my turn, Jim. 86ers, Fruits Baskets, Kageki Shoujo, Odd Taxi, To Your Eternity, and Wonder Egg. So,
we can talk about To Your Eternity.
What can you say about 86ers? It's 86ers.
It sucks.
Fruits Basket's probably very good. I think that's probably very good. I wanted to see it, but we could not watch Kageki Shoujo either.
I wish I had seen this. I don't know. I'm going to click the watch button and see where it takes me.
Let's talk about To Your Eternity. Watch the first episode of this, and the poster, man, kind of lies.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil this because I really recommend if you've not seen To Your Eternity.
It's fascinating.
Highly recommend watching episode 1. It went in a way that I was not expecting.
After watching like 86ers and Tokyo Revengers first episode, like this episode like hooked me, and like I want to see where it goes from it because not what I expected.
It was so funny too because I remember the very first scene of Tokyo Revengers. I literally said out loud, I was like, am I supposed to relate to this guy who's 21 years old and wishes he was back in middle school because that's when he peaked? Like,
and he had a middle school girlfriend, his only girlfriend.
Like, yeah, I want to be fucking 11 again. How old are you in middle school?
It was like the far away past of 2005.
You're what, 12? Yeah, dude, I want to be 12 again. It was so fucking epic when I was 12 years old.
My weird vagina hair.
He does have vagina hair. But no, like, To Your Eternity was very like a very sort of serious story. So basically, like the first episode, we could talk a little bit about it. It starts out like, as I said, Tokyo Revengers has a terrible intro. This one has this really interesting one where it starts off with like basically God creates this orb, and the property of the orb is that it reflects whatever it touches. So he just throws it on Earth, and then it just becomes a rock because the first thing it touches is a rock. Then it's there forever.
It becomes the moss on the rock.
Yeah, and then it does become moss. So I guess that's kind of like the link to like
life.
Yeah, from like inanimate to life. Then it's like a huge snowstorm, like very snowy area. A wolf is like dying and falls on it, and out of the wolf it like touches it. So the sphere touches, or I guess it's moss now. Touches this wolf, and it like regenerates itself out of the wolf, and
rad looking.
It's really creepy, and then it ends up finding the owner of the wolf, who's this guy who's been isolated in this like wilderness tundra.
He's the only one left of his village essentially, and it just like goes from there, like learning from the boy essentially, and he wants to like find paradise essentially.
And it's really just it's a very fascinatingly told thing, like the way that the dog, because the dog had not existed before, it like didn't really know what like movement was,
had to learn everything. It didn't know how to eat.
Yeah, it didn't know how to eat. Like it had to be shown how to eat. Also, one thing, a little detail I love. So the boy talks about how the dog was missing for 2 months, and as viewers, we see the dog die. So sad, like it's sad when a dog dies. But the second he gets the dog back, he ties a leash around the dog's neck and his arm immediately. Which I was like, damn, he must have missed that dog so much. He was going to do whatever he could to prevent him from losing the dog again.
The first contact was something with life. Basically.
Yeah, I just thought that was a great little detail, and it looks like it's a part of the character design later, so it's pretty important, but I don't want to spoil it because I highly recommend it. Yeah. I was just really moved by this little episode of an anime. I want to see where it goes. Like, it feels like it could even go in kind of an anthology direction where each episode is about like a very different setting, maybe a very different character set. Like,
I'm excited to see where that would go.
Yeah, definitely checking more of that out.
But everything else we couldn't watch, Shigeki Shogo, we said.
I would really want to watch that. I feel bad that I didn't watch that.
I guess we can just cut to the chase on this category to save some time. So I want To Your Eternity to win, but I think Odd Taxi or Fruits Baskets will win. Probably Odd Taxi.
I'm 100% with you. I want To Your Eternity to win just from that one episode. I was such an impression, and I think Odd Taxi probably will win.
Okay. Oh god, this next category hurts.
Is it Nagatoro again?
I see it.
Is she there? All right, best romance. We have Beastars. We have Fruits Basket. We have Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. We have Horny Mia. Komi-san Can't Communicate, and The Duke of Death and His Maid.
I always saw the poster of that one, but I never watched it.
Is she like a goth girl?
I'm pretty sure that the plot is like he can't touch anybody or they die essentially. Like he is like kind of like death.
Oh, okay.
But like the maid and like no one kind of wants to be around him, but the maid seems to be like
kind of reminds me of.
I believe that's how it is. I believe give them
Pushing Daisies.
Maybe. I think so. Like... It might be. I can't remember 100% the plot or not. I think that's the plot.
Do you remember? I
remember Pushing Daisies. Yes.
The whole thing with Pushing Daisies.
Except they just die instantly.
Yeah, well, because like in Pushing Daisies, he can bring something back to life if he touches it. But if he touches it again, it'll die forever. So he ends up doing that with his like old crush.
Yeah.
And so
his middle school girlfriend.
But so the gimmick is like he's in love with her, and
I remember that
they love each other, but they can't touch. Oh, Pushing Daisies, classic television.
But
classic TV.
As we people famously know, Beastars is not a good romance. So the main two.
Yeah, so there's one thing I always remember. I really love in the first season of Beastars. So basically, obviously, one is a wolf and one is a bunny. That is like the romance they're referring to. Legoshi and Haru.
Mm-hmm.
And in the world, it's very much kind of like Zootopia rules, where like there's carnivores and there's herbivores,
Predators and prey.
Predators, prey. In Beastars, it's really carnivore, herbivore. That's like the big dichotomy. But the animals have like strong instincts too with them. Like that's like a part of each like species. So Legoshi is like immediately fascinated by the bunny, and he wants to like have lunch with her. But it's not common for animals to like of different, especially because they're wildly different sizes, and the smaller size animals like stick to each other. But they're having lunch together for the first time, and she keeps like subconsciously like kicking him under the table because her fight or flight instinct is like freaking out. Like every few seconds, every time he smiles and shows his teeth, she like is suppressing the urge to just run away as fast as she can because she's literally sitting there like across from a wolf.
I always hear like this thing has like it's like a toxic relationship though.
Yeah, so I haven't seen any season 2.
We got to OPs. Like the OPs make it seem like everybody's fighting over her, and like you're like that's not really the case at all.
Yeah, it doesn't. At least in season 1, that's not the case. She's a very like shitty person. Like she's the kind of like classic like, oh, I'm a horrible bitch. Like, but I hate myself. Like that kind of character.
Yeah.
I don't know where it goes. I'm really curious to. I know Beastars is finished. The manga is.
Yeah.
I'd like to try and finish it someday. I couldn't really get into the manga.
Yeah.
I think the anime is really good though.
And Fruits Basket, like I remember, I like the little like, romance they had, but I'm not sure if the final still goes because it was like kind of a love triangle between like her, the rat, and the cat, essentially, and there was kind of a love triangle between them three, with like a couple of other zodiacs sprinkled in.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm assuming. I hope there's probably add another like, villain. It's like a fourth one or something. I don't know. I kind of want to check out Fruits Basket, but like I don't know. I don't want to take a deep dive into another fucking final season or 4-season show.
I feel you.
But also fuck Nagatoro. Let's just skip there. That's a horrible romance.
It's a romance if that's your kink. Like if your kink is like humiliation.
If you like toxic relationships, sure, go for it.
If you're into humiliation, then you'll love Nagatoro.
Babe, it's time for your 5 p.m. bullying. Yes, hon.
Horny Mia. Okay, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but I think Horny Mia might be the show where they do canonically fuck.
Good for them.
Which is great because you never see that in anime. Maybe I might be mixing it up with another one, but I feel like I heard people say that in Horny Mia they do fuck, which is good.
Good for them.
Because that doesn't happen in a lot of romance anime.
Nah.
They don't fuck. We talked about Komi.
Yes.
The romance element's pretty subdued, at least initially. I mean, we didn't get far enough for it to like really develop.
Everybody's blushing, so she's like a...
Yeah.
But
Of course it's there because obviously it's a boy and a girl, and every time we see a boy and a girl in a story, they got a date.
I'm gonna guess. I think Fruits Basket will win, and that's when I want to win.
I'm gonna say Nagatoro just to make you mad.
Fuck you.
No, I'm gonna vote for Horny Mia because I think it's a show where they fuck.
Horny Mia.
I'm gonna vote for Horny Mia. I also heard it was just a good rom-com, so whatever. Sure. Nagatoro is gonna win. That's my prediction.
Best fantasy. Don't bully me, Nagatoro.
Best sexual fantasy. Oh my god, we're almost done. We have 2 categories left.
You're gonna spend about an hour ranting about Evangelion.
I can't wait. I've been waiting for that.
Best fantasy: Jobless Reincarnation, Core 1, Ranking of Kings, Reincarnated into a Slime Season 2,
Slimy Sky,
Case Study of Vanitas, Into Your Eternity, and Wonder Egg.
Ooh, I didn't know To Your Eternity was here.
So, we haven't watched Jobless Reincarnation. I'm not really interested. We talked about Ranking of Kings. I kind of turned off of Reincarnated as Slime.
Yeah, me too.
The first season because I think the biggest thing, I was most interested in just like him growing like a civilization, or essentially that's like the one thing I'm like interested in most of seeing your town grow. And then he just took like these amazing design, like I think they're like orcs or like
Onis
or Onis.
They're Onis.
And then he just like made them human looking with like not even like the horn. They kind of nerfed them. I'm like, you made these designs worse.
Yeah, they did. They significantly
like everything before that was like very good, pretty good design buffs. And then, like, this one was just like, yeah, you fucked up here. You made the pink-faced Oni girl look like a generic girl.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I just remember, like, really losing interest with Slimy Sakai.
Once he got a human body.
It's like, the premise is real fun.
Yes.
Yeah, getting a human body, probably not a good choice. He's much funnier when he's a little what's his name, Rimuru.
Yeah.
He's much more fun when he's a big like little blob. Remember the part when he touches the boobs? That was funny.
The boobs, he's like at like a brothel. It's really funny. And then there's also the part where he befriends the dragon that helps him get him out of there and everything. He has like bros with a dragon.
I'm trying to remember his last name. He takes the dragon's last name. It's what gives him like power.
Because names are power in that universe.
Yeah. Which is a fun concept, but as we said, like it kind of like the civilization building thing kind of started to lose steam for me.
Yeah. The case of Vanitas, I haven't watched, but I think it's like 18th century or 19th century Fate or something.
I thought it was Fate. It's not Fate.
Not Fate. Okay.
There's another one I always mix up. I think it's Fate, but no, it seemed pretty interesting. I looked at I was looking at the premise, but I have no context for it. So apparently the main characters are kind of inspired by like a Watson Holmes sort of thing.
That sounds about right for what the setting seemed to be.
Yeah, it's kind of a
To Eternity we already talked about. We don't know where it goes from the first episode, but we're excited to see. And Under Egg Priority we talked about plenty. So
for me, I'm just gonna go quickly. So for me, like I would like to give this a 2-year eternity, but I have not seen enough of it. The only one that I've actually seen all of Core 1 is Ranking of Kings.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I want that to win.
I think is good fantasy. Like Ranking of Kings does the thing that I love in fantasy, where it just randomly has like really weird elements. Like
yeah, I want that to win. I think that will win.
I think it will too.
So we have one category left, Jim.
I want Nagatoro to win.
I bet. Fuck you. Shut up.
Win Best Fantasy.
Stop.
We technically have 2 categories left.
Oh, that's right. Technically, but the last like minor category.
So
my turn.
Oh,
I think.
Is it?
I believe so. Yes.
No, you just said the.
Okay, fine. Go ahead. Okay, Anime of the Year then. Good.
We have Belle. We have
Best Film, by the way.
Sorry, we have Best Anime Film. We have Belle. We have Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon a Time. We have Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Mugen Train. We have Josei the Tiger and the Fish. Shirobako the movie. And Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop.
So I have not seen any of these movies, so Jim only has seen one of them. So go ahead,
I've
Jim.
Seen literally one.
Go talk about Evangelion, because the floor is yours.
All right, ladies and gents, it's time. So I think it's really interesting because Evangelion, obviously, this was a much awaited movie. A lot of the Evangelion fan base in the West, I feel like didn't even exist until after the 3rd movie came out. Mm-hmm. So this was kind of like the first bit of new content to hit like the new fan base. At least that's what it was like for me. I didn't, because the 3rd movie came out I think in 2011. So we had quite a gap. It was about 10 years, I think, right? I think it was. I think it was 2011. I had
no knowledge of Evangelion really.
But so Evangelion 3.0, or whatever, like the 3rd movie in the series, kind of had like, it was a little divisive. It was very out there.
Were you thumbs up or thumbs down or middle of the road?
Closer to middle of the road. I really like parts of it. There's a really like the movie really gets into Kaoru playing piano for a long time.
That's the white hair guy?
Yeah, Kaoru's the white haired guy.
Okay.
It's really into him playing piano, which I really like that part. But then it does like, I don't know, whatever. So the new movie, 3.0 plus 1.0, also has like kind of huge tonal shifts that don't really work for me. Basically, every big action scene I think is not very good.
Hey man, instead of Princess Percival, you can use this as your pick. Maybe watch Evangelion.
And
then I make you watch Gundam.
All of Gundam. But okay, so I want to talk about the movie a little bit more.
Go ahead.
So the movie begins on like this huge action scene in like Paris, and it's like, just it doesn't work. Like I just don't like the action scenes here. They're like they do the thing. It's like the classic like big budget movie thing where it's like we gotta have 1 million guys on screen. It's gotta be crazy. There's a part where Asuka like jumps and fights like literally like thousands and thousands of like drones that are coming at her.
Epic.
And it just like it's just too much. But the movie has these like incredible section in the very beginning. It's maybe the first like 40 minutes of the film where it kind of slows down and it's like, we're just going to spend a lot of fucking time with all these characters that we haven't seen for like over a decade. And it does, and it feels wonderful. And like specifically, like I don't want to spoil too much, but Ava's like kind of unspoilable in a lot of ways, especially these new ones.
Yeah.
But basically like there's kind of a new version of Rey. Like she's like basically no personality. And they spend a lot of time in like, what?
Mari?
No, like just no. Unfortunately, Mari has a lot of personality. It's just stupid. No, but this newer version of Rey, a Rey clone, if you will.
Great.
She basically has like no personality, but she's taken to like a very traditional like countryside. Like they're kind of rebuilding like a civilization in Japan, so they're living a very like meager lifestyle. It's a very like tight knit community, and Rey basically like learns how to be a human through like talking with people, and these scenes are just like so well animated and gorgeous that it really sells like the humanity in it. And it becomes like the core, I think, for why the movie works is like this very long, like extended section about like kind of regaining your humanity. Then it kind of goes crazy. And the movie really, it feels like a perfect ending for Evangelion. And in a way that like Eva can't have a perfect ending in the way that it exists. But it's an ending that kind of closes it enough that I don't want to see any more Evangelion.
Do you have that if you just like tell you the original like I guess series like ending, do you think that ended good or bad or middle of the road?
Do you mean like the movie
up to I guess at the end of Evangelion if you just count like
because like I would say the ending of the original anime like episodes 25 and 26 are like really rough because they don't really feel climactic and like a conclusion way, but I think End of Evangelion is like an amazing ending. Mm-hmm. Like if I could delete all the rebuilds,
like the first canon, canon, yeah.
But like the rebuilds created such a messy continuity that was so like masturbatory and like self-indulgent and like, but at the same time like very critical. It's also extremely critical about the anime industry and like Anno is one of those guys that has said a lot of times about how anime is an industry that's become very incestuous. It's just people who are inspired by anime. People aren't inspired by the real world anymore. They're recreating things that they've seen on
anime with a mistake.
TV. Basically, Miyazaki's very much in the same. He's made statements very similar to this.
That's why I'm glad Anno now is just be able to do so much stuff that's not just anime. He's able to do all the Shin stuff, which is awesome. There's
a lot of incredible stuff at the end of the movie, and like it really feels like Anno. It's so autobiographical how much he's putting himself into it. Mari,
he put his wife into it.
He's described Mari as basically his wife. Like he basically put
and everybody
his wife
hates
into this. Yeah, and everybody hates her. No, people actually love Mari. I hate her, but I feel like I might be a vocal minority of people. But like in a way, it almost feels good that Anno can move on because I really don't want him. And I think he said he doesn't want to touch Eva anymore.
I don't blame him. He's a merchandise cash cow, so.
And I really loved his work with what's it called? Shin Godzilla. Like,
just bring me the Shin Ultraman, the Shin Kamen Rider.
I want to see him work in new areas that he's extremely passionate about, that he doesn't feel like so personally tied to. Because like Ava, I mean, I'm sure you've heard, it comes from a place of like he was making it like the lowest points in his life. He was putting like everything he had into it.
It was a product of his personal experience at the time, and that's something that he can just like come back to now and really like put that same passion into. Where he can now do his childhood like I guess heroes or childhood fan favorites like Kamen Rider and like Ultraman and Godzilla. Or now you put all these like ideas, maybe these weird sci-fi ideas he had from Evangelion that wouldn't fit in the show, and kind of combine them with like the stuff that he loved growing up.
Yeah, and another thing too that's like really big part of the new Eva movie is his Shinji's relationship with his father, and apparently a lot of that too comes from like a very personal place from Anno.
That's about right. I guess you have like relationship issues with your family. It kind of probably comes something from the creator.
Yeah, and I feel like the father-son relationship is one of the most like commonly seen in film of like the most. It's like probably one of the easiest like strained relationships because like there's a lot of pride. Like I guess like fathers have a lot of pride and it can be hard to connect. Whatever. This is like I'm going a little too deep into it.
You're good.
But
that's the only movie we've seen on this category, or you've seen. But we were thought about seeing Belle, but we don't really want to go to theaters too often.
And I would like to see Belle. I heard it's pretty good.
And the Mugen Train, I hear it's very good, but we had to get caught up on the anime to watch that movie. But
Shirobako 2 is a cute little anime. I didn't watch all of it. I kind of fell off. So happy it has a movie. Mm-hmm. That's nice. PA works. We love to see it.
So I think Evangelion will win because that's probably the only thing.
It's gotta win.
I think Evangelion will win, even though I kind of think Demon Slayer probably should win because it's probably it's probably like a more satisfying movie compared to Evangelion, I guess.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
But Evangelion was very, like you said, split. I think, or like
I feel like it was kind of split. I feel like the vibe that I got was very like. I feel like people were extremely satisfied with the movie.
I feel like if people were split, they probably would vote for Demon Slayer. But
the thing is, though, Demon Slayer was also like the best performing movie in Japan.
That's what it
apparently is loved.
It did very well here too.
Yeah,
I saw people out in public after seeing the movie just like with like the Tandro earrings and like the robe. I'm like, you fucking.
Did you make fun of them?
I wanted to.
Did you bully them?
No, I
wanted to. Bullied them,
I want to steal their lunch money because I thought they were a Tokyo Revenger. But yeah, that's what What about you? What do you think?
I think actually I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I really think that Eva. I mean, it's Evangelion. Like
it's Evangelion, but Demon Slayer movie was fucking huge.
It was really huge.
Even here, it was like huge.
I don't know. I'm gonna put my money on Eva. I'm gonna put my non-existent money on Eva, and I guess we'll see.
Okay. Now I get to do the main event. Anime of the year. Undeservingly first, 86ers should be Vivi. Attack on Titan's final season, part 1.
Should be Vivi.
Jujutsu Kaisen Core 2, Odd Taxi, Ranking of Kings, and Sunny Boy. So let's talk about 86ers the better. Do you think part 1 of final season is a anime of the year deserving, I guess?
Ooh, I don't know. I kind of do. I mean,
but there was a lot of hype around it. Like the hype around the season was like that season was fucking incredible.
And watching it weekly was crazy. Like
yeah, I can tell
it was insane.
But like everything like into it now that you can watch, you pretty much watch it like straight through. Like now after without having to watch it weekly. What do you think?
It's still pretty good. It's interesting because I've heard a lot of people say they think it's like peak Attack on Titan. I would say that like where we are currently is probably peak Attack on Titan. But like the shift to like the whole new cast and everything, I think is like it's really bold and it works extremely
very
well.
Bold. It is very
also
bold.
Peak exists
yes,
now.
Peak.
Peak is now a
God
character.
bless Peak. I found like a lot of stuff is so interesting and like and like, I was like the thing I wanted. I wanted it gave me that mystery of like what is Aaron's deal and like still put me through that to this day. But still, like there's so many like new like lores of like this is what we're doing with now. By the way,
it's just hilarious because like you think you know what the series is initially, and then the moment when they reach the ocean, it totally gets flipped. Like it becomes like a whole new discussion about what is the goal of our characters, like what is the state of the world they're in. And I think it is handled pretty well in the anime. That's the kind of thing too, like I think the anime has always elevated the source material for Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
And I think that it still is true here because I think that art is just not good. Like the manga art is not very good to look at.
From what I've seen, it didn't look it's weird. But so another like hot topic was Jujutsu Kaisen Core 2 being nominated instead of just like entire season. Do you have any issue with just like having cores not being nominated like this?
I think the only reason they did that was just because
because only the first only had like a first core.
That's the year that it came out. Because
I love the second core. It got past the Junpei Ace Defective arc and like got into like the school festival and like it was so fucking cool. I love this season.
It was just so much fun.
It got me. This is what hooked me this season essentially. Like Nanami like got me there. Like he was like giving me a life preserver, and then he pulled me out once I got to the second core. I would
still say that like the first few episodes were maybe a little like the Panda stuff was probably like kind of ramping up still.
But Panda's backstory is super interesting, and like his friendship with like Mekamaru was like really nice.
I love Baby Panda too.
Yeah. And like and there's like there's also mystery around Panda. We still see more of him. We got a little bit of like the blood dude, but like we got Maki and Mai's relationship and everything.
And the Black Flash, like
Black Toto is like the best. Like the whole even like the little things of like Mai going to Toto was like meet and greet with the idol, and the idol being so happy to meet like a female
woman.
fan.
Yeah, there's actually a woman here.
It's like, oh my god, this is amazing.
She's like, oh, a girl. Like,
holy shit. It's so nice, and like it doesn't affect like the powers are like really fun. Like Maki, like basically like there's like you can have OP power, but they have a drawback to it. Like Maki's like I don't have any powers, but I literally just a super soldier essentially, and is like really fucking proficient with weapons. And Mai can like just basically put all her power into a fucking bullet essentially.
It really feels like we've just kind of like distilled the essence of like pure battle shonen.
Yes.
And like they really did it this season.
And we have this like field spell card of domains that could just literally like you get an insta hit when you use it. It's like such a weird like.
I think domains need to be dropped. Domains are like they need to be reworked. The insta hit thing is like stupid.
Especially when so many characters like Mojito had like the insta hit ability. But yeah, Toto carried that. Nobara got redemption like in there. I just love a lot of the characters, designs, and everything. And I hope they do a better job with the villains in the second season because that's my biggest complaint were the villains because none of them would fucking die.
It's just like they keep fucking adding villains.
Add,
I know that it's really tempting to just have like a ton of characters.
Our evil group of villains just get their asses beat and then just retreat to go back to the bad guys. I was like, you served your purpose.
They're literally curses. Like you can kill them without it being like a moral thing.
The fucking Krakatoa like volcano head guy served his purpose by showing like Gojo's fucking OP-ness and like he survived, or like the plant guy like should have fucking died. Like hands down, like that was like Toto and Yuji just deserve to destroy them.
And it's you don't have to worry about the moral implication of like a murder because it's not. It's a curse.
And but these guys like aren't like the villains. Like you have like what is it, Setsuna inside of Yuji. That's like the bigger like mystery.
Yeah, he's kind of like the ultimate sort of big bad.
Yeah. And he's like the most interesting villain out of them all, other than everybody else is just plotting like, yes, everything's gonna go according to plan. As we're hanging out at the beach.
I just remember I was talking to some friends who are like current with the manga, and I was like, oh my god, they keep fucking introducing more characters. And I mentioned remember there's like a white-haired girl with like red stain in her hair? And I was like, oh, and this character they just showed, and they're like, what? Who is that?
Oh, I think the one from like, oh no, yeah, it was the girl that was just randomly shown in the villain squad.
Yeah, they just randomly show a new villain, and my friends who I was talking to were like, wait, who is that? Like, they can't even remember. There's so many fucking villains. Apparently, they don't do anything with. Like,
they brought in, like, Incel Edric Ulrich and, like...
You don't need to go crazy. Just streamline it. Like, even thinking about, like...
You have the main villain guy with, like, the scarred head. Mojito's kind of like... He can, if you wanted him to survive, he's, like, the second most probably evil. He's probably the most evil one compared to everybody so far.
He definitely has the most, like, stakes. Like, personal stakes with the main character.
Literally, the other two, everybody else is just jobbers. Like the little, like, lobster man.
He's not. He's a cuttlefish.
Shut up, lobster.
I was thinking about when Mojito dressed up as a schoolgirl.
That was like the best gag. The Stitchy Scrolls are great, but yeah, it's just like I said. I like.
Also, we're calling him Mojito.
I always call him Mojito because that's how I remember his name. I wouldn't remember his name if I wasn't close to Mojito.
When we see the movie, we need to make mojitos.
If he's in it.
I don't care. We're gonna make mojitos anyway.
In the movie theater. So yeah, I do like the second core a lot. It's so much better than the first one.
100%.
Can't we say anything about Odd Taxi? You talked enough about Ranking of Kings, I think. And
it's just, I mean, Ranking of Kings is really good. Like, it certainly is anime of the year material. It has a lot of like the makings of a great anime. I'm just seeing where it kind of falls.
Okay, and Sunny Boy we haven't either one of us seen, but I think last year it was Jujutsu Kaisen Core 1. Do we get our like anime that is not like a shonen show? Like remember how Made in Abyss won and like other shit?
Did it? Oh, I don't remember.
Made in Abyss won the anime of the year. It's like, it could be that have like a dark horse, like that, like I guess the lower not major shonen wins. Like,
I could see Sunny Boy winning and just everyone being like, huh?
That's Fixin, obviously. But I can see Odd Taxi being like can be that dark horse. I think
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think Odd Taxi can be that dark horse to win, but I think Jujutsu Kaisen Core 2 is like can be a deserving one, like winner.
I think the best thing to always look at is like what would be the funniest outcome, and that would be 86ers.
Yeah, 86 would be the funny. I would lie,
and that's what's gonna happen. Like the funniest outcome is what will happen.
The darkest timeline.
The darkest timeline.
The dankest timeline. All the whites rise up and like, yo, that's totally me in this anime.
But by whites, you mean the weird albino people in 86ers.
Yeah, the district of whites.
The district of all whites. Yeah.
District of white.
Just to clarify, because in case people don't know the context. All right, I'm gonna actually. Oh, it's pretty hard.
It's between Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Odd Taxi. I think that are the three that could possibly win.
It's weird for me to have seen so many of the best anime because I feel like I only see like one or two. But so I've seen
Vivi's not on here, but 86. I blame you.
I kind of want to give it. I mean, I think I just have to say Attack on Titan because it's the thing that I like care the most about. Like Jujutsu Kaisen's fun. Ranking of Kings I really like.
If Jujutsu Kaisen didn't win last year, I would think Jujutsu Kaisen Core 2 will win. But I think people were not going to do it just to spite it.
But it's the better part.
It is the better part. It's the fucking coolest. It has the best fights. All the fight clips come from that season.
I really don't know what like people think about like the Crunchyroll Awards. Like I can't imagine the average Crunchyroll.
We'll find out by the people that don't watch this. Like the mass numbers of them.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say I want Attack on Titan to win because I care the most about it. I'm so into Attack on Titan.
I wanted Jujutsu Kaisen Score 2 to win because I was so like into that season, but I think Odd Taxi is going to pull out the win.
I think JJK is gonna get it. That or I'm gonna say Attack on Titan. Final answer. Attack on Titan's gonna win.
But and this is a fun thing at the end. Personal anime of the year. You have any personal like one that you like that maybe wasn't on here, or do you gonna say Attack on Titan?
It's really hard. Let me take a look at my completed.
Because like I would say like Dainsman and Vivi have probably been my favorite 2 animes I've watched this year. Like I was like absolutely like love watching them every week. But like I think we got nominated a little bit, but like.
So I'm just trying to look to see what I.
Like, if I watched Vivi like weekly, I would have been like fucking like destroyed, like and like anxiety filled in my brain.
I really didn't watch too much anime earlier this year. Mm-hmm. I didn't really watch much anime this year, period.
And you know what was missing? Where was Restaurant to Another World 2, Jim?
True.
Where was our wholesome reverse isekai restaurant?
Clearly missing. Clearly it was missing. I think it might be I watched. Okay, here's my answer. The best anime that I watched in 2021 was Cowboy Bebop because I technically watched
the live action.
No. No, I think it might have to be Attack on Titan actually. Looking at my list of completed shows, I hardly watched any anime early last year. It's not until the past few months that I really kind of hunkered down and started watching.
But yeah, I think Vivi and Dainsman were my absolutely 2 favorite things I've watched this year, and I watched it this year technically Vivi, but Dainsman I guess technically would be the one I watched last year, my favorite.
I do want to say honorable mention to My Next Life as a Villainess. I watched the first season like early last year, and I was really into it. I found it very charming. I loved it. Tried watching season 2 and I dropped it like 3 episodes in. Something about, I don't know, I felt like I just was like, I don't need this in my life right now. Like,
you know who should have been put in best antagonist? There's that fucking vampire couple in Restaurant Netherworld 2 who walked into the restaurant and ordered the most expensive thing on the menu.
And then wine.
And wine.
Oh, actually, wait. I only watched 1 episode of it. Or wait, 1 or 2.
I don't.
No. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but one of my favorite anime, what's it called? Yuru Camp.
Okay.
I think Yuru Camp might have had a new season last year. Absolutely love Yuru Camp.
Well, I'm going to say the best anime was Squid Game, and that should win despite everything.
My favorite dub is Squid Game.
Yeah, oh my god, the dub is so funny.
It's so bizarre. At work, like half my coworkers watch the dub.
Hell, I watched clips of it. It's so bad.
And it's funny too. My one coworker was like, damn, that dub is so good. It's like they match like the lip movements with the. I was like, this is like crazy.
You know, the director of Parasite said it best, where like you don't know how much you can open your mind to when you can just get past reading subtitles.
It's so true, and it's really funny too because like anime is so popular in like abroad, like to the point where for years a lot of it was like only spread through like fan translations.
Dude, the insanity of like how popular like Dragon Ball Z and like Mexico. There's like people who had like when episodes of Tournament of Power were airing, they had giant like drive-ins for people watching them and cheering. It was like it's actually incredible of like how popular like, different things are worldwide.
I don't care about Dragon Ball Super at all, but if I lived in Mexico and that was a thing, I would fucking 100%
cool.
show up. I would show up to every single one of those. I'm sure it's so much fun.
Everybody just like cheering for like
watch Goku fight a guy like with 300 people. 300
leave Jiren to me. Oh! Everybody roars.
Legitimately, like there's a few moments coming up in this season of Attack on Titan that I wish that I had like a crowd to watch it with. Especially one of the things that just happened a few episodes ago with Gabby. I wish that I had a big crowd of people to watch it with because I feel like it's like a big pop off moment. But yeah, because I saw like a video on YouTube or a TikTok or something where people. Must have been like an anime club or something. They had like 30 people in a room watching like an episode of Attack on Titan. I was like, this must be the most fun fucking experience.
This is why I have the collection of like the thumbnails of people watching episode 19 of a Demon Slayer and just like crying their eyes out in the thumbnails. Like I have so many pictures of them because they're so fucking funny.
All right, I guess we did it.
Yeah,
another year.
If you made it this far, in the comment, put your personal anime of the year, or like maybe just the stuff we shat on or didn't watch. And then you put some like good like your thoughts on them if you like them a lot.
Yeah, fight back.
Fight back.
Return fire.
If you're a Tokyo Revenger or an 86er, yeah, you throw your
Defend
hands
yourself.
up. Defend yourself.
Defend yourself.
Defend yourself.
Explain yourself.
You stupid 86er.
No, I'm sure. I mean, Edward Snowden loves 86ers. It must be a good anime.
I'm pretty sure Elon Musk probably likes Evangelion as well.
He's the kind of guy that says he does. No, he would love Tokyo Revengers. He's probably like, oh, I wish I could go back and be a little seventh grader again and date my seventh grade girl.
And you know who loves Nagatoro? You didn't hear it from me, but I hear Ben Shapiro loves Nagatoro.
Oh my god.
It's perfect, right?
I feel like he would love Nagatoro. He'd be too ashamed to admit it though.
No, he would.
She said she would step on my balls, and I loved it. I loved every second of it.
His relationship with his wife. This is Joker laugh. But anything else? Or if we wrap it up?
I think
another year done, another Crunchyroll Awards. Slightly different, I guess, because they're not going to have an award ceremony, the cringe field. One day we'll be a judge on there. Maybe when JoJo's nominated for next year.
Yeah, once it comes back, once the world becomes normal again. Haha, just kidding. It never will be normal again. And they have an in-person Crunchyroll Awards. We'll be there.
They'll nominate Jolene and not FF for Best Girl.
Probably. Well, we'll probably have all of Part 6 to take from.
We'll see what they pick.
So Best Boy Anasui is what I'm predicting.
Oh God, no! They'll put Weather. No, Emperor would definitely be the best boy.
You think so?
I think they will.
I think it's gonna be Anasui. That's my big brain prediction.
No, we can't.
Come back next year.
That is the darkest timeline. Best girl should be Femme Anasui.
Oh, we should actually spend a minute or so to think about what is going to be. So, Attack on Titan final season.
Chainsaw Man. Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen movie will be probably.
I'm not sure if season 3 maybe air the end. Maybe the first core will air by the end of the year.
Of what?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh shit! Is that actually airing?
It could be.
Year?
It could be the end of the year. It could be. I don't know. I think we have Dr. Stone season 3.
Oh wow. Denji 100% gonna be nominated
for
best boy.
Power or Makima will probably both be best girl.
I think you're right. There's no way that it can't be Makima.
Katana Devil could be best antagonist maybe, or like
best. Well, if it's good, the best fight scene probably would be.
We'll see if that ended up a fight scene at all.
Because I feel like the Chainsaw Man season 1 would probably end around that section, like the Katana Man.
We have Mysterious Konosuba project for this year.
Oh, is that this year?
Yeah, I think there's gonna be an announcement. I think February probably be some kind of Konosuba event. So maybe they might have some announcement. It could be this year. I'm not saying it could be.
We eaten in 2022.
And what else we got? We probably have more Rohan OVAs.
I feel like there's another anime coming out this year that I think a Princess Principal movie's coming out. I still haven't seen the first one, so
Ragnarok season 2.
No. Anime in 2022.
I think Gridman, the third Gridman series, I think it's maybe this year, which I'm gonna be eating well. I'll probably check it. If Wit does another fucking side project, I'll probably check that out.
All right, Chainsaw Man, Overlord season 2.
Who cares? Season 4 is Overlord's on season 4.
Made in Abyss season 2.
Okay, I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel. We'll see how depressing that is.
Is it wrong to pick up Girls in Dungeon season 4?
Hell yeah, more Hestia and Nebrestias.
We have Cyberpunk. That's Cyberpunk.
Oh my god, I forgot they're gonna do a Cyberpunk.
That's Trigger, right? That's a Trigger one.
Was it that one, or was it like was it the Blade Runner one? But it could be the Trigger one.
Oh wait, shit! I'm mixing those up.
Remember there was a Blade Runner anime.
Yes, there was. They're like shorts. I never watched them. We have Kantai Collection, which I guess. Oh my god, Uzaki-chan's gonna come back this year.
Oh, the big titty tooth girl.
Yeah, the big titty tooth girl.
I hate that.
There's a show called My Isekai Life.
Yawn.
The Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury.
I think it's just another movie.
I'm
on.
Oh my god, there's a new Urusei Yatsura coming out this year.
Which one?
Lum. Do you know the girl, the girl that wears like the tiger striped bikini?
Oh yeah.
There's a fucking new Urusei Yatsura project coming out this year. That's insane.
Right.
I feel like that's got to be... No, I think they said it's going to be a series, which is absolutely insane. I hope it's good. The new Ghost in the Shell.
There always is.
Season 2 of the shitty...
The CG one, the backflip, the naked backflip robot?
Naked backflip guy.
Oh, shit.
Pop Team Epic Part 2.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my god, we are eating.
Ship post epic, let's go.
Bibliophile Princess? No thank you. Keep her away from the kids.
Okay. Nice joke, Jim.
My stepmom's daughter is my ex.
Oh no, I hate when that happens.
Wait, isn't that literally already a show?
My stepmom's daughter?
My stepmom's daughter is my ex.
Okay.
Wasn't that literally a show that came out like last year?
That was the one where he like fucked both his stepmom and his like.
I think that's what happened.
And his like,
teacher. I think it was his teacher.
Or his teacher, and his stepsister.
I think his mom became his teacher, or well, vice versa. I think his teacher.
They're running out. They're running out of like cucking shows together.
All right. Well, we're apparently we're eating good. I don't see anything about.
I think just like those are rumors though for this. I'm talking about the rumor because there's supposed to be like an event and like sometime later in February about Konosuba.
Oh, also Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer is getting.
I think
an anime.
I think there's gonna be a season 2 of what's it called? Devil's a Part-Timer. I think it's also coming out this year with some out of nowhere.
That too. I don't see that on this list, but I'm assuming this list is not.
Cool.
I'm assuming this list is.
But I heard people also hate that ending because I'm pretty sure like the anime or the manga or like the light novel or something ended, and people hated the ending.
But yeah, I keep meaning to read Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. I'll probably be one of those guys that reads the manga before the anime comes out and then has a lot of opinions about it. So get ready for that.
Sure.
Get ready for that one. I'm really excited for Pop Team Epic. I think I'm really in the mood for more Pop Team Epic.
Same. I can deal with the great shit post every week. And yeah, that Chainsaw Man, I'm ready. I'm hope to see that. I hope it's good. I told Jim before we recorded. I'm so scared about Chainsaw Man because I feel like that trailer it was so obviously a lying. Could be just easily just be a lying anime trailer. Like it doesn't have my trust.
Oh,
it looked too good. It looked too good to be true. But we'll see. Maybe I eat Mo's words. So we end this now after almost 3 hours of recording.
Hold on, wait. I just want to mention. So I was looking at the list of anime this year, and you know that one show that's like the guy who gets reincarnated, or he dies and becomes like a hot blonde lolly.
Yeah, the fantasy bishoujo.
Yeah. So the title in English is just like insane. Life with an ordinary guy who is reincarnated into a total fantasy knockout. But then this is the other title: with a fogey reincarnated as a pretty fantasy girl. Fogey. What a strange
he was
word.
An old man, over 30, Jim.
He was 31 years old. A gross old man.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. I saw that on the list and I was like, that is such a bizarre title.
There's Jim. They're not very like good with the whole gender bender category in anime and manga.
True. Oh, apparently we have more Komi to look forward to in April.
Ooh, good.
Another season of Komi.
That's good. So hopefully.
Oh fuck! Spy X Family.
Oh yeah.
Spy X Family's coming. This is really gonna be crazy. Spring is really. Oh, Shield Hero.
Oh hell yeah! Let's go.
Spring is literally gonna
I would love.
Blow off.
We need like live commentary for like Shield Hero, man. So I predict more shit that just happens. I am so excited for that. That is like it's junk food. That
oh my
show.
God.
That's like our favorite junk food.
Allegedly Uzumaki. It's supposed to come out this year.
Oh yeah, the Adult Swim.
Yeah,
but is that gonna be a mini series? That's like a movie.
It's 4 episodes.
Okay,
which I think is probably.
We had the teaser forever ago, and
yeah, I think COVID knocked the production back a bit.
Probably. Hopefully, the better Adult Swim production than Fully Cooley season 2 and 3. But hey, we'll watch them.
Ooh.
We're gonna watch them after Attack on Titan. Can't wait.
Oh, I can't believe you're gonna make me hate Fully Cooley.
I'm gonna make you love it, then hate it, then appreciate the first season.
All right, so I think that next year when we do this, our little podcast for the Anime Awards, there's going to be a pretty big variety of shit.
Yeah. This is like the few years where we've done it just me and you, because we always have like guests like on these for like the past like couple of episodes.
I think the past 2 we've had guests, yeah.
So.
Hey, maybe next time we'll have guests. It's hard to like get someone to be like, hey, do you want to...
Especially with our new setup that we have now.
It's true.
It's hard to do.
It's a very comfy setup.
But, let me plug this up. Those Anime Awards, because I don't believe anybody listened to it this far.
Yeah, okay, do the funny question thing.
I already did. I told them to leave their anime, or like the 86 Tokyo Revengers can like rise up and like talk about how great their show is. Without spoilers.
All 86 Tokyo Revengers?
All 86 Tokyo Revengers them out there.
all 86 fans?
Which all the 86ers that have the horrible hair and head tattoos. They're Mike Tyson tattoos. But thank you so much for listening to our drunken ramblings about anime from this year that we actually enjoyed. And sorry, if you're a fan, we're sorry, but not sorry about shitting on 86ers and Tokyo Revengers. Sorry.
I just thought of it. I would love to force every Tokyo Revengers character
I'm pretty sure
to have like the laser tattoo removal.
Funny? I think like that's like one of the mods on our Discord like actually made Tokyo Revengers like fucking emote on there.
That's hilarious.
On our Discord. I was like, they wait until they hear about we don't like it.
They don't know that I hate this show. That's like that meme of the guy in the corner. Like, they don't know that I absolutely hate this show that everyone else loves.
They don't know these people have bad haircuts. But if you all peaked in middle school, rise up. But there's only one good peak, and that's Peak from Attack on Titan.
It's Peak Finger from Attack on Titan.
Peak Finger.
That is her full name.
Thank you all for listening. Again, you can comment, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow the podcast on Twitter or me and Jim separately. Maybe we'll do some kind of special for the results show, I guess. I don't know.
Check back. I'd like to do some kind of live stream.
Yeah.
Pretend like we'll put tuxedos on.
Not playing.
Well, we're already wearing tuxedos.
I'll put a cosplay on that I have in my room, and that's close enough. We
both cosplay as Tokyo Revengers characters.
I'm not cutting my hair.
You have enough hair to like do
I have enough hair
a crazy one.
Yeah, shape my hair. You know, like gel to make my hair into a vagina. And wear a shitty button up with parachute pants.
I mean, you own all these things.
I do not own like many button ups. I don't like wearing like buttons.
I love how you said button ups and not the parachute pants.
I probably own a parachute pant for some cosplay.
That's crazy. All right.
I'm wearing cargo pants right now, Jim. So it's probably like
they're very different. They're very different.
These are very tight cargo pants. You can also join the Discord. Also, they throw up your Tokyo Revenger emotes. And then with that, I think that's everything, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for joining. You are the true Joe Kakaka fan. If you are
you're a true Joe Cock.
You're a true Joe Cock.
We'll see you
a cocker, if you will.
We'll say to do the Anime Awards again, and I guess it's technically be 2023 we'd be recording of this.
Wow.
But hopefully we'll have plenty of anime to talk about that we actually seen.
Yeah. Hopefully the world doesn't end.
Hopefully not. I mean,
if I survived that, I'd be happy.
At the pace of the world going, who knows?
Yeah.
But
the goal is survive. The goal is survive.
Objective survive. That's
yes,
like Halo Reach.
Literally.
And that, I think we'll end it, right?
All right. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful awards season.
See you later, 86ers.
Bye.